Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this Grandest Lan 2022, live from the castle in Poland, whose name I've already forgotten.
Mojna.
Thank you. Joining me here today, we've got Ghibli Jam. Hooray! How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, wonderful Mordred Viking.
Oh yeah. Are we excited?
I am very excited.
I'm excited.
I've been hearing some plotting, some scheming.
Yes, there are definitely a couple of things going down, and even on the plane over, people were already plotting, as I could hear in the seats behind us. So we definitely have some shenanigans in the works. This hat is about to fall off.
Oh.
It's gone. I did it. I tried. That was my attempt at a costume. Otherwise, it's just me. Sorry.
Cool Paradox shirt, though.
It is an amazing Paradox shirt. We just got a couple of these. It's got a thing on the shoulder as well. I feel like I'm now just modeling merch, but yeah.
Today is the day of courting. Alliances are being made. Pacts are being signed. We've got some espionage already underway.
And I think we might be hearing from the Queen of Espionage herself later on, but more about that later.
But we hear more about it.
We should probably talk about what exactly is happening with the scenario. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, so we are here, over 100 players, hanging out at Mojna Castle. Each team of 3 is a nation, and they are going to be playing their countries in the game on EU4, but also doing in-person interactions, doing diplomacy and things like that in person in these different rooms that we have set up all throughout the castle. It's amazing.
And each of these teams is, of course, going to be acting in their personal glory, but we have an overarching storyline, if you like, as we often do for the Grandest Lan events. And this time, there is a Caesar, a Kaiser, or however on earth you want to pronounce that word, who has united much of Europe, and several of his dynasty have taken the thrones of various countries around. And in the beginning of the game, this Kaiser, the Caesar, is going to be very, very powerful, and a lot of the player wars and things like that will be subject to his acceptance or rejection. And as the game goes on, that dynasty may weaken, possibly even die out. So we're basically going to be seeing a grander version, I guess, of the Holy Roman Empire and all of the mechanics and shenanigans that go around that. And a part of this is there are titles that the chief can give out. For example, we can have a steward who is in charge of a lot of the treasury. We have a marshal who can lead the armies of Aachen, which is a special county which has some rather nifty powers. And also the spy mistress, which I hinted that we may hear from later.
We do have a link. There is a panel below the stream, I believe, if you are... or on Discord. Sorry, I may have gotten that wrong, but there is information about the Grandest Lan.
So you can check it out for yourself. All of the rules and abilities that are going on will be on that. But there are also a couple of things which are kind of hidden here. For example, the various nations will be making alliances and pacts, which will be codified on a big board which we have downstairs. We will try to provide photos of those pacts as and when they are available and talk about who's in them and the ramifications and, of course, the wording, should it be a little bit weird. And there is also another board, which is the board of the Oathbreakers, should any of those pacts be broken. So we will be naming and we will be shaming those people as they happen.
Or celebrating them, depending.
Or celebrating, heck yeah. We do like a little bit of backstabbiness in the Grandest Lan streams, or in fact any Paradox streams. It's kind of our thing. So at the moment, I think we are basically just waiting for the various nations to come in. We are ourselves waiting to be connected. So, yeah. Do we know anything about the different players? I'm going to work a bit from memory and see if you can fill in some of them as well.
I do happen to know that right now, North Germany is full of players. We've got a Dithmarschen, we've got a Lübeck, we've got Gotland, we've got... I can't remember, but there is a full country list online. It was shared on Twitter. I believe it is also, in the Discord. And so there's, I think, 40 nations being represented. I could be wrong.
Something like that. So before we get the full list here, I'm going to try and remember as many of them as we can. We've got Tlemcen, we've got Sus, we've got Ryazan, we've got Sukhov, we've got Dithmarschen, we've got Holland, we've got Lübeck, we've got Gotland, we've got the Knights, we've got...
Pskov.
Sukhov, Pskov, however you want to pronounce it. It's there. Livonians. I just saw the Livonians.
Oh, there it is.
Right. Who else? Now we've got to do this from memory.
We have Byzantium.
Provence.
Papal States.
Brittany.
Granada.
Oh, who's that? Stettin?
Is that? We have a Wolgast.
Wolgast, that's who that is. Gotland.
Oh.
Who's that in Ireland?
Desmond.
Desmond, right.
Yep.
And then we've also got a bunch of Germans. We've got Hesse. We've got Munich, or Bavaria.
Yeah.
We've got Aachen, which I said was the Emperor. One of those countries is wrong. There is no Friesland. Friesland moved to Brittany. We've got Serbia. We've got Byzantines. We've got... Who's that? That's Mazovia. Who's the green guy?
What green guy?
Or is that Mazovia?
That's Mazovia and Wallachia.
Ah, Wallachia. Right, of course. And a great number of the players have come fully kitted out in costumes according to their nation's knights. That was another one. And Papal States. We will hopefully try to get a couple of pictures of those, because I would say at least 50% of the players are fully kitted out. And it's a far better attempt at being kitted out than the hats that you saw me earlier. They've gone like full blown. It is really kind of cool seeing random admirals and generals and Wallachian Cossacks and whoever else wandering around the halls of the castle. It's kind of cool.
And you guys should be able to see, we're going to do some interviews and RP with some of the players, and we're going to show you guys that as well. So hopefully you'll be able to see people in costume, hopefully RPing, their diplomacy, their schemes, their wheels, their deals.
And all the machinations around it. Also, I'm seeing a couple of questions about why is Ulm not included? I mean, obviously they're too OP. We can't allow Ulm. That's just the I win button. And even though this is not meant to be a competitive game, there are obviously some competitive spirits amongst the players, but this is effectively here to have fun. So allowing somebody to play as Ulm and just winning the game like that
would not be fair.
It's not in the spirit. No, we can't do that.
It is 134.4 with all active DLCs, including Lions of the North.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
And so
also,
we have Gotland.
There is, right now, a sale of EU4 on Steam and all of the DLC, I believe, except for Lions of the North, so now's a good time to get in.
Heck yeah, and there are some really, really good things going on there at the moment. I'm trying to see if there's any other countries. Like, who was the pink guy? Did we talk about the pink guy?
I don't know what pink guy.
Dim. We're trying to, like, just, we have a map of the players. Is that Ryzan?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why did I think they were over here? Well, who's that then?
Peskov.
No, Sukhov's the green guy.
Oh, then I don't know who that pink person is. We don't actually have the list of countries. I can double check if we have our list of countries.
We do have a list of countries. It's just not in front of us. Hang on. Oh, you can't control that screen.
Yes.
Hamburg.
No.
Is there a Hamburg? I don't think there is a Hamburg. Is there a Hamburg? Okay, now I really need to find this list. Checking. Closing Twitter. Don't need that. Checking. Filling stuff. No, I'm not going to be able to find this very quickly. If one of the production people can find us a list of all the playable nations, that would be fantastic.
And as soon as we get into the game, we will show you guys the player map mode, kind of so we can see, you know, geographically what it's looking like.
Because the map of Europe as it stands is pretty well spaced out. There are a lot of really interesting ones. There are no major nations being played. Who do you reckon of those is the biggest? Livonia?
Probably.
So probably the Livonian Order in the north with Sukhov right next to them. Probably going to die fairly soon. Papal States are relatively large. Serbia is relatively large. I would say that Holland is one with just a great deal of potential because they can very easily form the Netherlands. The British Isles looking very empty with just one Irish minor. No Scotland. Oh no, there's the Isles. We've got the Isles. How can we forget the Isles?
I didn't even see the Isles.
It's because they're the tiny little blue thing.
Yeah, I can't see that.
It's the blue bit in the Atlantic.
I'm not wearing my glasses. I'm not wearing my glasses.
Yeah, in fact, I don't know if we're showing this at the moment on stream, but we probably should, the map of the players. Can we show that? It's on? Okay. So, yeah, if you guys spot any nations that we don't see... Right, Granada. Didn't say Granada either, in Spain. Thank you.
Yes, I believe we've got everybody.
If we don't see Geldem, I'll be sad. I was actually talking to one of the Isles players, and he was like, oh, the Isles ideas are terrible. I was like, they're better than Scotland. So I said, no, we're going to switch to Scotland. You shouldn't switch to Scotland. Switching to Geldem might be a good idea, because then you get Scottish culture, which means you can then get British culture, which then means you can get the wooden wall, which is quite strong. because it means boats.
Boats. We love
Boats.
boats, unless we forget about them. I always forget about them.
Who are you? Not allowed to be on screen with somebody who forgets boats. Not allowed.
Dev team is playing as Kamchatka. There's like a Kamchatka that is not supposed to be touched, and it is for observer mode purposes. So
I don't think that's what they meant.
Oh.
The dev team from Tinto, I think, is playing as Wallachia. We do have 5 members of Tinto, and we are hoping that they will come here and visit us at some point during the stream. But obviously, they'll be working on their own shenanigans. And having a 5-man team, we should see some pretty good things from them, because everyone else has just got 2 or 3. So they're going to have fresh players more often than the rest. And we should touch a little bit on the team setups. So each team has 3 members. Those 3 members should be doing...
generally 1 diplomat, 1 military, and 1 sort of administrative overseer of everything. How each team is sort of splitting up the responsibilities is up to them. Some teams are choosing a king or ruler, and then a general and a diplomat. Some teams I have seen are doing 2 people to be, the military leaders and another one to be diplomats. But ultimately, it seems like everyone sort of has their, their task, their job at hand, their responsibilities, and yeah, they've put a lot of work into it. All the teams so far seem to have, their opening moves picked out. They've got a lot of diplomacy just right off the bat.
And yeah, like we said earlier, there is an awful lot of diplomacy going on. There's a lot of little groups gathered in the various rooms around here, and I'm fairly sure that those groups are going to get further and further apart as the scheming and the machinations really start to show themselves, and that's when we're going to see those crazy diplomatic plays and the alliances made and immediately broken. There was a great anecdote, for example, from a couple of years ago. I think it was Floriwari playing in Italy, where he'd made an alliance pre-stream with the Papal States and with Milan. And then as soon as the game unpaused, Milan rivaled him and the Pope excommunicated him. So diplomacy lasts as long as the game's paused. And as soon as it unpauses, who knows? That is down to the honesty and honor and integrity, or lack thereof, of each of the players.
Are players discouraged from min-maxing and going for world conquest? So yes, obviously it's a competitive game, so there's a lot of, people want to blob and expand, but this is really more of a role-playing experience, where the teams here are able to really play out what the spirit of EU4 is. So it's going to be a lot of conquering, there's going to be a lot of player wars, but ultimately the game is, how are everyone's nations going to be interacting with each other? So world conquest is probably
difficult, but possible.
Difficult, but possible.
Good question there. Is it 1 PC per team, or they can have dual player controls? No, it's just 1 PC per team. So another setup that they could have is 1 person playing, 1 person roaming around doing diplomacy, and the 3rd person resting. Because we are going to be playing for like 10-hour stretches at a time. It is going to be rather taxing, and we ourselves are going to be taking breaks and rotating in and out. We have a full streaming team here of 6, 7 people, something like that. So you'll be seeing a lot of familiar faces as the weekend goes on.
There are also a bunch of really cool events that we're doing. There's a blacksmith coming. There is archery and muskets. I'm really excited for.
I'm excited for that too.
So a lot of the teams are choosing to leave someone at the PC to do the gameplay while the events are going on, so that they can rotate in and out and actually take part in all the different things that are happening at the castle.
I know, that would be a difficult decision. Like, you have the option to play a player war or fire a musket.
Oof.
Which would you pick?
I would probably pick the musket, because I've never fired a musket before. I've done a lot of player wars, but I've never fired a musket.
Yeah, I think the musket would win as well. Who are the devs playing? I don't know the full list. I do know that they're all from Tinto, though. And no, it's not Kaiser or Grugi. Muskets are fun. I wouldn't know. I haven't fired one. I want to.
There is going to be a short 30-second pause, a few days after the start of the game, so that the players can check rivals, attitudes. There are a few minor changes, I believe, that have been made. I know Aachen starts off with a bunch of ducats because they are the emperor. Oh.
hopefully I got that right. We're just playing around with technical stuff right now, so if you will excuse us, note that I can spell. I can't spell. Nah, nah, nah. Nah, nah, nah. Watch as this fails. Oh, oh.
Oh, maybe we're in?
Oh, we're connecting. I'm pretty sure I spelled at least one thing wrong. Oh, no!
Oh, you're
I'm in! Ha-ha! What do I win? I win a drink. Yeah. Victory sip.
Excellent.
And many of you would know that I generally drink a lot of tea, but I'm currently on the sugar rush because I've been up for a long time today. So we're going to see how I managed to survive this one. Yeah, people are already asking, where's the tea, Mordred? There you go. That's where the tea is. Pepsi. Pepsi is far superior to Coke. So much more. Probably shouldn't be talking about other brands live on stream, but it's
Probably
true.
not. Probably not.
That's almost as controversial as saying that I like Hawaiian pizza. And immediately I've become a pariah of the stream.
I am currently not in.
I can do that, and I can ready. That would generally suggest you got one of the things wrong.
Oh.
Oh. Screen's gone. Just one comment for things coming up on screen. In Discord is really small. You probably want a notepad and just make the font bigger. Just FYI. Show the map bigger. Once we're in the game, we will show everything bigger. Replace him immediately. I've made some friends in stream. I can tell. Chat loves it. do.
It wouldn't be an MP without several minutes of loading in, getting all ready.
Exactly.
Part of the experience. Feels good.
So one of the big fights we had starting the stream up, and if Count Christo is watching, he's going to be able to verify this. Map modes. We had a really big discussion about the proper map modes and where they should belong. So I've set up mine in as far as I can remember from my home setup. You've set yours up, I believe.
No, I didn't get to finish, but we have very different hotkeys and map modes.
Yep. It became a bit of a controversial topic here. Friendships may have been broken about which map modes we choose. What are the casters' names? I'm Mordred, and this is...
Ghibli Jam.
There you go.
Welcome, welcome, you guys.
Hello. Hey, Maria. How do I enjoy my stay in Poland so far? From the window of the bus as I rushed through to the castle, it looks good. The castle is awesome. Like, I'm here playing EU4 in a castle in Poland. Can't really complain. Oh, we ready? Yes. So how many players do we have? We have 38. How many of those are observers? I think 3 observers, so 35 players.
It's actually been awesome. People have been flying in from all over the world just to come to this event, and it really makes you appreciate how many people really do enjoy EU4 playing map game.
And it really is a diverse bunch. Like, we've got Europeans coming in, we've got people from America, Australia, even. I'm sure places around and beyond that too. Just haven't had a chance to speak to them yet. But that is one of the nice things about this being in person. We can hang out and talk to the players and everything like that between the streams as well, which is cool. Ah, you've made it bigger. Thank you. Yes, that's a lot better.
And so it begins.
And so it begins. Why is Aachen the Emperor as opposed to Austria? So we have an NPC, which is basically one of the Game Masters, playing as the Kaiser. So we have somebody who's actually playing as the chief of the HRE. And they are in Aachen. Aachen has special decisions, which they can then use to empower or punish players based on the whims of that Emperor.
The last time that this was in person, I believe, was 2019. I could be wrong.
I think you're right. Last year, 2021 was digital. I don't know if there was a 2020. No, there was no 2020. So last year we had the digital version where I was casting as well, and then this year we are back in person at the castle, and it is awesome. Why no on player? Because it's OP.
We would also like to thank TurboLARP for organizing this event, as it is actually super awesome.
Yeah, it is. Like all the food, the decor, just arranging everything, logistics, like it can't have been easy. Shepherding so many nerds. So, yeah, thank you very much to TurboLARP for making this all work and happen. And we're really quite excited. So, got the game up here in front of me. You should be able to see the player map mode. So we've got a Desmond, Isles, Brittany, Provence, Aachen, which is the Emperor. Who's that little yellow guy? Oh, Frankfurt, Hesse. We do have a Hamburg. I didn't remember that. Dithmarschen, Wolgast, Gotland, Livonia, Zukov, Mazovia. Opole, right. Opole? How do you pronounce it? Opole.
Which I saw while I was driving down from the airport, and I was noticing all of these, provinces that I recognized from EU4, and I was like, oh, I know this, it's farmland, and sure enough, that's what it was. I was like, my manpower.
Munich, Augsburg, 3 leagues. Who we got here? That is Ferrara, Papal States, Serbia, Wallachia, Byzantium, Tlemcen, Granada, Sus. We've got Wallachia, Moldova, Mazovia, I think I already said. Those guys already said. Ryazan. And then way over here we've got Perm. We forgot about Perm previously. And the Knights. Can't forget the Knights. Where are they?
I believe there are no Great Powers players, and I believe Lucky Nations are also turned off.
Okay, and the other thing I just want to take a look at is we're going to sort this by players and just take a quick look at the development, see who the big boys are and who the tiny ones are. So at the moment, actually, Provence is the biggest. That's a little bit of a surprise. Followed by Tlemcen, Livonia, Brittany, Papal States, all with 50 plus. And then the smallest nations with a mighty 6 development. We have a tie. 6 developments in a multiplayer game. Oh, man. We've got Desmond, the Isles, Dithmarschen at 8, and then Scilly at 9. The Knights just coming above 10 with 11. So quite a variety, but nobody bigger than 73, and even the 73 is a bit of an outlier. Provence does not start as a vassal. I think it's Provence and Brittany that don't. Correct. Hey, I know my start game.
Hey!
It's like I played this before. So do you expect any shenanigans between players immediately? Like, I'm wondering about the relationship between Zukov and the Livonians.
I am also wondering about that. I also know North Germany right now is going to be a Thunderdome, so I'm very curious to see, especially with the Gotland Pirates. I want to see where that goes.
I am super excited about Gotland Pirates. Of course, Gotland getting their own mission tree now as of Lions of the North. And it's a doozy. They do lots of pirate stuff and boat stuff, and they're kind of cool.
Who starts off with the best ruler?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. I would like to know.
Let's see if I can find that. It's advisors, military leaders, rulers. Here we go. This is sorted by players overall.
Holland with a 5-5-5.
The best is who dat? Perm.
Oh.
6-4-5, 15 points,
Wowie.
and then Holland with a 5-5-5, and then a little bit of a dip down to Lubeck with a 3-5-4. Now, of course, Lubeck's can improve because they are a republic. I do not believe that Perm or Holland are. Holland can become one later, but they start as a kingdom. And then the worst, there's a couple of bad ones. So the absolute worst is Granada with their 1-1-0, 2-point total, and Ferrara with their 1-1-0, 2-point total. 2 on 3, which is Augsburg and Zukov. Any other interesting stats here? Discipline. I mean, none of that stuff is really going to make a difference yet. Largest navies, Knights start with the navy. So one of the things we did discuss is we have a chat favorite, Byzantium, being played. And Byzantium, of course, have to deal with these guys, the Ottomans. How are they going to survive against the rush of the Ottomans early on? Well, we did kind of suspect, and it was hinted at, that there might be an agreement of some kind between the Knights and Byzantium. So the Knights' navy, which is pretty decent and played right, can beat the Ottoman navy at the start of the game. Might be able to bail them out a little bit, but they do have a lot of land connections, so naval stuff may not be able to fully save them.
I believe that they have made several alliances, to my knowledge. They're all kitted out, wearing purple regalia, looking like, you know, true Byzantine emperors. It looks awesome.
And we can see that the Byzantines right now are allied to the Knights. I believe that while we're still paused, you can only make one alliance. So we're only seeing the very, very opening moves here. So we'll just go back to the player map mode. So let's just go and have a quick look around, just see if there's any surprises. So Livonia has no allies. Sukhov, oh, it's a vassal of Muscovy? Okay, that changes things. That I hadn't realized.
Yeah, so their first war is freedom.
It is, but will they want freedom straight away? Because Muscovy could save them against the Livonians.
That's true. That is a good point.
Ryazan, nobody, Perm, also a Muscovite minion. So we might see Perm and Livonia, sorry, Perm and Sukhov banding together. Wolgast allied with Lubeck. That is a solid northern German alliance. Is Gotland allied with anyone? They probably want to limit the number of allies they have just so they can have maximum raiding. Nope, no allies. Dithmarschen? Nobody. Ooh, Dithmarschen's going to be a little bit isolated there. Hamburg? Hamburg has. Hamburg is immediately allied with Lubeck and Bremen. And in fact, they would be part of the Hanseatic League, so they are in the Trade League. So Hamburg. Oh, Dithmarschen's looking a little bit isolated there, which is kind of concerning. Holland is, of course, a minion under Burgundy. Provence is allied to France. Looks like we're rehosting.
We have. We are being told we will be starting in 10 minutes. Little tech problem with the save.
In fact, while they're fixing that, I'm just going to stay on here so we can keep on looking around.
There you go.
This game state should still be the same. So Brittany is allied to Provence, and Provence is allied to France. That is a really good start for them.
Yep.
Especially because they are one of the leaders in terms of development at the start as well. 3 leagues, nothing. Hesse has an alliance with Saxony. The Isles. Do the Isles have anything? Isles are a vassal of Scotland, so no. Desmond, no allies. What about the nations down here? We've got Granada, not allied. Tlemcen, not allied. Sus starts as a vassal of Morocco. Serbia, not allied. Wallachia, not allied.
So I believe that Austria is actually still emperor of HRE, and that the Aachen Emperor Caesar is going to be a separate entity.
In fact, I want to take a look at Aachen to see if they've got any mad, crazy things happening. So they weren't like a special development leader or anything like that. Has Aachen been boosted? I've lost it already. Where is Aachen? So
The purple one.
one I'm clicked on, obviously.
I remember it.
Yeah, see, they're a 44 dev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been told that they have buckets of ducats. So.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that they probably have some special decisions as well, which I'm not going to spoil because I want that to appear during the game. So we're not going to look at Aachen anymore unless crazy things start happening. One of the powers we did talk about, though, is the Kaiser can choose a marshal who will then have access to Aachen's military. So that's another 7k troops that could go to whoever the Kaiser deems to be the marshal. Show you Frankfurt. Okay. Don't think player map mode's going to... Oh, no, it does still work. Haha. It's a small little red nation. Yellow nation. Yellow, totally yellow. 18 dev, no allies. Does the Emperor get to choose new electors? So the Kaiser is... He's kind of above the HRE. So you've got Austria, which is basically the provincial governor, I guess we can say, of the Holy Roman Empire. And then you've got the Emperor of Emperors, who is the guy in Aachen, which is basically the Charlemagne of this series, who has a role that's above the HRE without actually messing up the HRE mechanics, because that would seriously unbalance things within Germany and the environs around Germany.
Yeah, they can make special decisions. They can influence certain pacts, coalitions, things like that. People, when they, I believe, have to request to go to war if it's going to break a pact, so they can be told, no, you may not.
And like I said, there are going to be 3 phases of play. So in the early game, the Emperor's word is law. Anything he says, if you go against that, it's not going to go well for you. But in the mid-game, the Emperor's grip on power starts to falter, starts to waver. And you can have a couple of more independently minded nations who may choose to go against the Emperor's will. They will be declared a pariah, and anyone who stays loyal to the Emperor may be discouraged from dealing with those pariahs. But ultimately, as all empires do, there's the rise and then there is the inevitable fall. Who knows what ground-shattering ramifications that will have. It'll definitely have something.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear from the different NPCs, like the Spy Master, and just to see what sort of things that they're getting up to.
Absolutely. I don't know how many NPCs there are. I mean, we have the Kaiser, we have the Spy Mistress. There are the titles which are granted to players, so I don't think it's an actual NPC walking around. There must be some others. Like last time we had, for example, the banker who could loan people money if they were in need in exchange for certain perks and privileges. There was the Pope, but we do have a Papal States this time. So whether the Pope is affiliated to the Papal States, I don't know. When is Flory playing? Flory is casting. So he is on the casting team, as Ben has just said. And unfortunately, I don't have a full schedule in front of us, but this is a little bit of a surprise for who appears when. Although I think individual people may well tell you when they're live. Like, I'm on now!
We are just currently reconnecting. Game should start relatively soon.
Soon, TM.
Soon, TM.
If you were talking to us, we can hear you. Yeah, cool. So, who is your favorite EU4 nation?
Do you want to try to take a guess?
Oh, gosh. No.
Okay, so for me, even pre-Lions of the North, it was the Teutons, and I called them the Rootin' Tootin' Cowboys. I think that they are like Prussia Light, and I enjoy being a theocracy, number one. And number two, good map color. Number three, I mean, it's important to have a good map color. You're playing a map painting game. But yeah, I've really enjoyed them. Recently, I've been playing a lot of tiny little OPMs everywhere, and I've really enjoyed them. I gotta say, Albania is probably a very close second.
Skanderbeg would approve.
Yes, we love Albania. Why? Who's yours?
Have a guess.
I'm gonna assume someone naval. Don't let it be Great Britain.
It's definitely not Great Britain, no. There's nothing more satisfying than bringing Britain down a peg or three.
That's very true. Who is
No,
it?
it's difficult. So up until Lions of the North, I would have said it was the Knights. Pretty unrivaled. The Knights have a really interesting gameplay. They can raid anyone who's not Catholic. They are in a position to actually go toe-to-toe with the Ottomans and win, as long as it's at sea. They can basically be a really cool kingmaker. If the Knights ally with someone, then generally that person will be punching way above their weight, because the Knights tend to. But now we have Gotland, who is a pirate republic in the middle of the Baltic, who has an amazing mission tree, have really good national ideas, and they have a monument which increases their privateering efficiency. I do like that, but there's also, I would say, I'm going to say top three.
Okay.
Third one, completely off the rails. Most people don't know about it. Betsamissaraka.
Oh, I just played them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Betsamissaraka, because they can get amongst the highest ship capture chance in the game. So if you just play as Betsamissaraka, then other countries are basically building your fleet for you. It's amazing.
That's why I always take, for my naval doctrine, chance to capture ships.
Yep, you basically have to with that.
Yeah, it's just, free ships. It's free real estate.
Absolutely. And it's like, I feel like I need to upgrade my ships. Who's a big fleet at the moment?
Yeah, yeah.
Vijayanagara. Right, declare war.
Yeah.
Take all their ships, make peace. All right, we're done. Thanks for the Navy.
12 flagships later.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh, excellent. When will we show people's costumes? So we will be doing different interviews with players. They're going to be role-playing their diplomacy and spicy things that may or may not be happening in the game. We will be showing you that a little bit later. I believe it's going to be pre-recorded, and then we'll pop it on the stream from time to time. And as always, whenever anything interesting is happening in the game, we'll probably hop back, look at player wars, things like that. But yeah, you should stay tuned, because everyone is super dressed and it looks so nice.
And just a very quick note on the fact that some of this stuff is going to be pre-recorded. It's because from previous years we had instances where we're interviewing someone who was really interesting, and then a huge player war sparks off. I'm like, sorry guys, but we need to cover this. So now when we have everything pre-recorded, we can be rolling that. There might be a moment of downtime, or when things are a little bit quiet, we then bring up the pre-recorded stuff. Then as soon as battles take over, we're like, right, we can switch, and then off we go.
Can you make someone go over 100% overextension and get stab hits? I believe that there are rules in regards to making peace deals, when you have to peace out, how long a war has been going on. I'm not sure about the overextension, but I do know that there is a decently extensive list of rules, you know, just to keep things fair, keep everything kind of civil. Again, this is a role-playing experience more so than a, you know, competitive, you know, MP where people are trying to nation ruin and things like that. So there are a couple little safety features sort of, you know, out there just to kind of keep it fun. Also, players, if they choose not to play their country anymore, there is a mechanic that they can switch nations. So I would be excited to see if any nations are switched and who they switch to.
And that also leads us to, there can be also interactions from chat. I'm not 100% sure how exactly we mean to use chat, but I feel like I'm not going to make any promises here, but I have a feeling that chat might well have a role in choosing the options that players may have when they are needing to move, either because it's an unrecoverable situation or they just lost a war and have actually been knocked out. Who are the casters? I'm Mordred Viking, and this is
Ghibli Jam!
Whoop, whoop.
Can't wait to see the Pope. Papal States is always very fun.
I don't think I've ever actually played the Papal States.
Oh, it's fun. It's more fun to get rid of the Papal States, in my personal opinion, but
Yes.
they are fun to play.
And Lions of the North have recently been playing as Norway. And one of the things you can do with Norway is revive the Norse faith, and to do that you have to be excommunicated, so you can really kind of middle finger the Pope and be like, sorry dude, but Vikings.
We have been given the new login info, so here we are trying to connect. As soon as we get in, we'll show you guys the map again, take another look at player map modes, and start looking around to see alliances, if there's any rivalries that have been made. Do we have a list of players? A list of player nations we do have.
Yeah, there should be some details in panels and things below in the description area, and I believe that there's a list of players there. We can't hear you, by the way, when you do that. Still no.
Oh, I heard.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Ah, well, I have special ears.
We're still working out a couple of technical hitches here. As is always the case, we're not doing this from our studio in Paradox. We've had to move literally everything here into Poland and set everything up from scratch. So our poor tech people have been working rather heavily on trying to get this stuff working.
Oh,
so
thank you, Enigmatic Rose, with the list of nations. There
Awesome.
we go.
Thank you. Yes, that is awesome. All right, I am just loading the save, then I will be readying up. And we should be good. Just need to make sure I don't have anyone selected. Observe mode. Ready. 36 players. We need 2 more. One of which is you.
Yep.
And one other person, apparently. What are the restrictions on changing nations? We just talked about that. They basically will be given a list of nations that they can choose.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we've lost. Oh no, what a shame, I'm Ottomans now.
Yeah. I believe that GMs will give players that want to switch nations like 3 that they may choose from, and it should be something that is relatively similar power to what is going on in the world at the time. They won't be given OPMs if everyone is an empire at that point.
Unless we're feeling harsh. No, they won't be.
A command in chat. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Excellent.
Cool. Yeah, we can't do it ourselves, but we can now tell you. Exclamation mark, Grandest Lan.
Yes.
Nice.
We do love good chat commands.
Oh, that's a good question. What tags do you think will be formed today?
Ooh,
That's a
well,
really good
I
question.
know that there is one nation that is gunning for Russia, but I won't say who. I was walking around earlier and I was trying to talk to some of the teams, and some people were very free with the information and others did not want to tell me what they were trying to do.
Yeah, Russia, I think, is definitely going to happen. I think Prussia will happen, even though it really shouldn't. Like, Prussia is that one nation that nobody should allow to form, but it'll form.
But everybody wants to form it.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
I'm assuming in Italy is probably going for it, or maybe Tuscany, depending.
we don't have a Florence. Can Ferrara form Tuscany?
I do not know, or maybe two Sicilies.
Two Sicilies, I think, is more likely. I know Jerusalem was being talked about by various parties. Trying to think, does North Germany have anything special?
Do you think anyone's gunning just to form Germany of all of those German miners?
I don't think they'll be able to. Germany's going to be Netherlands almost certainly, and Scotland, I reckon, probably, or Geldum.
There could be, definitely, yeah, Netherlands, could be a Hanover.
Yeah, Hanover's likely. Switzerland from the 3 leagues. What about in Africa? Granada could form Andalusia. Not sure what Tlemcen or Sousse can form. Haven't played in North Africa for a long time. Not since Cradle of Civilization, I think. Provence. Oh, we might see like a Burgundy or a France. That was one interesting change of balance of power ever so slightly when it was just Provence in France. They were like, oh, fantastic, we can get France because we're the only ones there. And then Friesland decided to move into Brittany, and they were like, great, now we have a rival.
Brittany was a good choice. I always love to see a Brittany.
Yeah, I know that Machio was over the moon seeing a Brittany, because it's clearly his favorite from multiplayer games in the past. Machio will, or French Paradox, will be waxing lyrical about Brittany games in the past, I'm sure. 2-minute pause. Okie dokie. Are we showing? Yes, we are. Cool. I like how I can just look at it through the mirror. Nothing is hidden. Nothing, Mitch. Nothing. Who's forming Byzantium? No one's forming Byzantium. Byzantium exists. It is a played nation at the start. Whether that's going to become a Rome, less likely, but you never know. Didn't Brittany in 2019 form Texas? Yes, they did. And that is the game I'm referring to, because that was French Paradox.
So I believe after the rehost, everyone is reforming alliances.
Ah, okay. So we're going to need to keep an eye on any differences. Livonians with Dithmarschen. That's an interesting one. They're quite separated. I think that's more to keep Dithmarschen alive than offering anything necessarily to the Livonians. Seeing any alliances down there. Byzantium, allied to the Knights. I think they probably press that button straight away. Nothing in the Papal States. Nothing in Italy. Provence, still allied with France, but not with Brittany this time. Huh, so that's one alliance that did not get reformed.
Scotland still has no allies, which would be very good to stop themselves from being pirated.
Dithmarschen's also allied to Frankfurt. So they got the Livonians and Frankfurt. So I feel like there's a bit of a power block actually forming around Dithmarschen. Lubeck and Hamburg may need to be careful. In fact, Lubeck and Hamburg are not allied. They don't need to be, though. They're in a trading league. Holland, they're in a personal union. Desmond, no ally. Isles, they're in a personal union. Gotland. Gotland is allied. Livonians.
Ah.
Who are we missing?
Munich allied with Augsburg.
Silly, nobody. Augsburg, yeah, Munich.
Oh,
That's a pretty strong power. 3 leagues, looking a bit isolated. No allies there. What about in Africa? Tlemcen, no ally. Sousse is a vassal, and Granada, no ally.
Oh, we are playing. We have
Unpaused.
unpaused. Excellent. So I believe we will be running mostly Speed 2 and then eventually Speed 3. I think we're just doing a little Speed 1 right now while people are still forming alliances, getting their diplomats back.
Yeah, and usually in multiplayer you do Speed 1 for the first month just to ensure stability while all the calculations are happening in the background, and then switch to 2 after that month is run. Are we seeing any other allies? Brittany is still not allied to Provence. That is a really interesting, like, is this already a betrayal? Have we already seen our first betrayal?
We might have.
Just from a rehost. Just like, yeah, on second thoughts, nah. Can we show Guarani? Guarani are not exactly a relevant nation right now. Like, it is the 1st of December, 1444, and all of the players are in Europe, or Europe adjacent.
Desmond, still no allies. Tons of rivals.
Outliner. Human players. There we go. Now you can see the list of players. Should have kept that up immediately because, chat, I have a favor to ask of you. If you should ever happen to see blue flames, then you have got to tell us that there are blue flames. You know, just in case we happen to miss them. And yeah, there may be certain ways of getting blue flames in chat without saying how. I may have.
It's impartial. You're supposed to be impartial.
I am completely... Oh, blue flames! Blue flames! See, it's happening already. Okay, so we've got Perm and Sukov. Really? Oh, because Muscovy.
Ah. I wonder what their level of involvement will be here.
So I think this might actually be an independence war.
Yep.
If we go to relations and then current wars, and we take a look at the Sukovian War of Independence. There we go. Is Sukov actually supported by anyone? Nope. This might be a GG for Sukov. Because Perms entered the war on Muscovy's side, so they have not betrayed the Overlord at the same time as Sukov. Sukov have no allies. They're not being independent supported by anyone. That seems like a bit of a risky move.
Let's see here. What is the manpower difference?
Significant.
Yeah. 26k to 3k, but I believe in them.
Players. Not players we want. Or enemies. Not players. Yeah, so we can see the full numbers. 3,000 men in the field against 26, 29, 32, 35,000. 10 to 1. Meanwhile, other wars at the moment. So we've got the Knights entering into an early one. Is this against the Ottomans? Yes, it is. And the Knights are beating the Ottomans. I told you it was possible at the start. The Knights thrashing the Ottoman fleet here. Absolutely brilliant. 14.
We're so excited over here. We're throwing chairs.
Yep, chairs are being thrown in our excitement. Mitch just can't contain himself right now. So the Ottomans did just see off the Ottoman navy, which is going to give them some more score. They could also now blockade the Ottoman coast in order to build up devastation and, of course, war score. The question here, though, is Byzantium fighting? No, this is just the Knights. So the Knights are basically taking the opportunity to just punch the Ottomans in order to get some resources from them and weaken them, and possibly force them to take out some loans, which will then more significantly weaken them when Byzantium goes to war. So that is a really good move there by the Knights. Strong, strong opener. We've got Wolgast going in against Mecklenburg and Saxe-Lauenburg and Stettin. I mean, they do have the troops at the moment. They are winning that initial fight. They're pretty safe at sea. I don't see any real problems there. Lubeck is also in that fight. So, yeah, they pretty significantly outnumber. And then we've got Munich currently fighting against Ingolstadt. That is a fairly standard opener in order to get a bit of expansion. We've got Würzburg and Hesse. Tlemcen, who's this? Against Jared. We've got Augsburg, which we saw. And then Provence. Provence is joining... Oh, of course, they're allied to France. So Provence is taking the opportunity to beat up England. I mean, that is an opportunity one should always take. And they're also going for Avignon. Interesting. Wait, isn't Avignon on paper? When did they get split out?
I wonder if they were released previously by the Papal States, or if that was just conditions of starting as Papal States.
Or is that a change from one of the expansions? I legit don't know. Chat, do you know? Is Avignon usually independent?
It wasn't in 133, I can tell you that.
Did Tlemcen know CB? Tlemcen did know CB. They're currently on -1 stability. That's an interesting choice too. I guess they just really didn't want to wait for the claim? Or something?
No CB is the best CB.
So you say. Meanwhile, Sukov still alive. For the moment. No battles yet. This seems to be entirely a war of maneuver. Sukov's army is chilling in Sukov. With army maintenance on 0. Is this because they can't get access through Novgorod and Lithuania?
Could be.
So if we just go over to Muscovy, their rivals, the only rival right now is Novgorod.
Oh.
Oh no, they're going through Lithuania.
They're sending them now.
Yep, let's. Oh, I think they just gave up. They realized that they were doomed. Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough war to go into. No allies.
Yeah.
Right off the start.
32k against 3. Good luck. I think they must have been expecting Perm to go in, but even then it's 6k.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you're swinging it a little bit, so it's against 33k because maths. Personal union, Poland, Lithuania allows Muscovy to walk through. Wait, has that happened already? Oh, it has.
Oh.
That seems early. That seems really early.
Currently, Papal States conquering Perugia.
So they are. We've got 10k against 4k. Doesn't look like Perugia is going to really survive that one. I want to see this Knights and Ottoman one. What was the war goal? Reconquest of Sugl. Oh, reconquest?
Oh.
Really? No. You want this to be a humiliation or a trade war? Because if it's a trade war, then you can just blockade them and you win. Because at the moment they've got ticking war score against them and it's not going well. Because they're going to really... Wait, is Sugla an island? That's Nassau. Where is Sugla? Pretty sure it's not an island. It is not an island. That is... And it's a fort as well. Yeah, good luck sieging that. Okay, so I'm getting the impression here that Midgeman is so favoured for... oh, what's the word? No, not enraptured. Enamoured, that's the word. With the knights fighting the Ottomans here, he's just constantly throwing chairs around.
High stream. Yeah, I just threw a chair that I wasn't even on. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, enjoy your game.
So excited about the knights beating up the Ottomans, clearly.
We have also just been told that there is now a panel below the stream with all the list of all the rules. And I believe players?
Probably wants to island trap the Ottomans. I mean, they can try, and in fact, it looks like they may actually succeed. But they would then have to take Athens. Athens is not in the war. They're a Byzantine. I also kind of wonder if the Knights are at war with the Ottomans, will the Ottomans go after Byzantium? Is this just buying Byzantium time?
That's what I was thinking. I don't know if that was maybe something that they had agreed upon prior. Possibly.
Because they do seem to be moving troops. The Knights have got 7,000 men in Naxos right now. And you've got 30,000 Ottomans going, grrr. Oh, there's another naval fight. Again, the Knights, they're 15 galleys. The Ottomans are down to just 3, and they're just getting absolutely obliterated. What's Venice doing during all of this? Allied to Savoy, not involved in the fight. Are they guaranteeing the Knights? I know sometimes you can get Venice to do that. Come on, deselect. Keep pressing shift.
We're seeing a bunch of expansion right now, a lot of independence wars. It's looking like most of these are off to a good start.
Brittany is fully occupied by France.
That is not a good...
Brittany allied to Scotland. No, it's allied to the Isles. So the Isles are going off to Scotland and kind of just sacrificing Brittany on the altar of Scotland.
Brittany just pieced out.
They did. I'm guessing that's because they were secondary in that war. Are we able to see if they
lost? It looks like the Isles are doing okay. Almost have Scotland fully occupied, so probably getting independence.
So the Isles are allied to Denmark. Denmark at this point, of course, in charge of the Kalmar Union. They are one of the strongest nations in the beginning, and one of the few that you can really reliably rely on. That was a terrible sentence formation. You can really rely on the Danes to actually ship troops around. I found that they're actually a really good ally for that. They are not afraid to transport units. Whether they always transport them back again afterwards, that's another matter. But getting into the fight, heck yeah, the Viking spirit lives. Meanwhile, Mecklenburg fully occupied by Lübeck. So Wolgast not taking any of that. I think the agreement here is Wolgast gets Stettin and Lübeck gets Mecklenburg. And if we take a quick look at the trade map mode, we can see that since Lions of the North the trade situation in Lubeck in particular has changed quite dramatically. There are a lot more centers of trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I count. I feel like there's actually 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9. I knew I remembered 9 from my Norway game. I was like, I really want to loop. Oh, okay, maybe not. So England still holding firm in France, 18k against 17. The Provence army just chilling in Anjou. If they went and joined the French forces, they may win that, although there's actually 25k sitting right next to the 18. So the Brits, or the English, probably feeling a bit bad about things at the moment. What's Desmond
They
up
are
to?
fully blockading Holland at the moment, which must hurt a little bit of their trade, but they seem to be not joining.
Why is Holland in that? Oh, they're independent. And they're allied to France. That is another interesting alliance. I mean, people are definitely using France as the hammer with which to smash other people. So Provence and Holland both getting in with the big blue blob, which is, of course, another company that Paradox has just helped create, which is the Big Blue Blob Entertainment, also known as Speed 5, who are going to be doing some more competitive multiplayer Europa Universalis and Hearts of Iron and Stellaris, and basically any other GSD, including Crusader Kings. I'm not going to forget Crusader Kings, which was announced last week, I believe. Speed 5 going to be doing some pretty cool stuff. Woot woot! Did you like that segue, by the way? I thought that was quite a smooth segue.
Yes, that was very well done. About as smooth as a lot of these independence wars.
But not Sukhovs. We don't talk about Sukhovs.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. How are they doing, by the way? They're in another war.
Oh, yeah, they are, against Novgorod.
Oof.
Because Muscovy is beating up Novgorod. And they're being a good vassal this time by sitting in their base not doing anything.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, this would be an opportunity to get some loot if they decided to sit on a province that was already conquered. Or maybe even build up some army tradition by getting in the fights, though that will, of course, come with the cost of manpower.
I mean, it's a good way to get Muscovy to burn through their manpower if they wanted to go in and deck for independence soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Muscovy currently sitting on 13,000 of the 23,000, so they got a ways to go. And Novgorod in this world are not allied to anybody. They are guaranteeing Tver's independence, so no Danish bailout this time for the Novgorod, nor is there a Polish-Lithuanian one.
What's going on in Ferrara?
In Ferrara, we have got nothing.
Nope, never mind.
They're allied to Florence. That's about it, though.
Gotcha.
Who's the Pope allied to? Austria, Castile, and Bologna. Okay, so I think the two nations doing the best in terms of alliances right now, Provence and Holland with Big Blue Blob. And then I would actually say Papal States, Castile and Austria.
Yeah,
That's just being greedy.
Byzantium is now fighting the Ottomans, so curious to see how that is going.
And they are fighting against Byzantium, Athens, and the Knights. That's because they trapped them. So somebody in chat was saying that they're trying to get the Byzantine army trapped on Naxos, and they have actually managed to do that.
They've been stack wiped.
Wait, Byzantium? By whom? Oh, Crimea.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoops.
And the Knights are there next door. 8k against 3. This is not going to make the Knights very happy. Wow, they are getting obliterated. Crimea. Crimea.
Crimea River. But autos are trapped.
2 stack wipes.
So at least they've got that under control.
Yeah, and there's 6k Ramazans sitting on Constantinople right now. There was also 14k, what were they? They were Tunis. Troops roaming around. So I don't think that this is ultimately going to go in their favor. They can probably piece out of this essentially for a white piece. Maybe if they can keep the war going long enough that Tunis just decides to leave and Crimea just... Wait, is Crimea a vassal? Nope, just an alliance. So they may just decide to leave at some point.
Knights are still fighting the Ottomans, but they are not in the Biz War, so
No.
curious to see.
I mean, the Knights are at the moment basically just locking these 37,000 Ottomans in Naxos, where they are currently suffering 1.9% attrition. So that's going to be... Yeah, the Ottomans are out of manpower already.
Ooh, yum, love that.
They have, however, finished a mission. Build to force limit. That's why they're out of manpower. Meanwhile, what else is going on around the world? So Sukhov's in the war against Novgorod, which we know Arles is beating up Scotland. Desmond's fighting against Thomond, that makes sense. Perm is fighting against Novgorod because they're a good vassal. Knights are killing the Ottomans. Livonians Currently going against East Frisia and Munster. What do they have to gain? Oh, that's with their allies. Yeah, they'll see the Livonian army's not even leaving. Byzantium, we know, is fighting the Ottomans. 3 Leagues is fighting against Switzerland and Trent.
Slumson in 3 wars right now.
Oh, brave. Yeah, fighting against Tugara, Fazan, and Mazab. So they're being very aggressive early on. Still got 6.8 thousand manpower.
Yeah, seem to have it under control here.
They're doing okay. Then we've got Hamburg going against Limburg and Anhalt. That's just expansion in northern Germany. We've got, yeah, here we go. Dithmarschen's fighting against East Frisia and Munster. So Dithmarschen trying to get across the strait here to East Frisia, which is this little red guy down here. And we're being told the ledger is currently open, and it shouldn't be. Oh man, that means we also lose our information.
I was wondering if we would have access to limited ledger or full ledger.
Yeah, actually, Mitch, can we ask that? Can we have limited ledger? Thanks.
Excellent.
Then we've got Landshut Memmingen against, who was that, Hesse? Yes. Then we've got Slemson in their 3 wars. Serbia fighting against Bosnia. We've got Augsburg going against Landshut and Memmingen.
Do you think we'll see a Bavaria form?
Yes. I think that's going to be one of the first ones to form. So, who do we reckon of the players, the first player to seize the HRE?
Ooh, good question.
Because at the moment it is Austria, I believe. Yes, it is Austria. At the moment we do have a couple of people voting for Hesse, and Hesse is a player.
Hesse is a player.
And they would win, 3-2.
Yep. Currently, Opole still a vassal of Bohemia, but they do have their independence supported by Scilly.
Keep on forgetting where Opole even is. Wait, are we in Opole right now?
I think we're close. I know I saw signs for it when I drove down.
Let's actually take a look at this map. So we flew
we are
into...
in Opole.
Yeah, I thought we were. Yeah, there's Roklaw. We flew into Roklaw, and then we took the bus down to Opole, and Opole is kind of... sorry, the castle is halfway between us and Krakow. Oh, sorry, halfway between Roklaw and Krakow. So yeah, we are indeed in Opole.
Excellent.
Nice. So what does Opole do? This is actually a nation I know nothing about. Let's take a quick look. That is Muscovy. That is not what I wanted to see. Go away, Muscovy. Silesian ideas. Yearly prestige, diplomatic reputation, capstone of national tax, improved relations, stability cost, construction and dev cost. That's pretty nice. Trade steering, trade efficiency, provincial trade. That's a lot of trade. And then production efficiency. So they are very much an economic power with no military bonuses whatsoever. What can Opole form? Poland? I would imagine.
I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I haven't gotten to the O's.
Oh, you're doing that, going through each of the alphabet?
Yes, sir.
Aha. Is that why Betsa Misaraka for B?
Yes. There's a lot of B's.
Yes, there are. In fact, let's see if we can think of them. Bosnia, Burgundy, Betsa Misaraka, Bohemia.
Bogokond.
Bargokond.
Biapas. Yapins.
You know a lot more of them than I do. Chat, help us out. Brunei, Buganda, Bologna, Byzantium. Brunei.
There's a
Kara,
lot in
Baluchistan,
India. I can
Brabant.
tell you that.
Brabant used to be one of my favorites, actually. Bourbon. Brandenburg.
BB. Our BB. Regular Berg.
Baden, Bahamas. Brittany, Bremen. Bali. Bengal. Oh, I played Bengal. They're fun. Bahmanis. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Bostria. No. Berry.
Poland.
Bone.
Bone is one of my personal favorites. I'll be playing them soon.
Brant. Oh, Bar. Yeah. Talking of Brant, Bar. That's legit. And Berry. Bavaria just formed, so we've had our first formable.
Oh, wow. That did not take very long at all.
No, it's probably, I would say, one of the easiest to do, because you effectively start with missions saying kill your neighbors and form Bavaria.
Yep.
There we go. We have a Bavarian, which is being played most ably by EU4 Lan B6.
Ah, yes.
Of course, this is a LAN, so all of the computers do have random names, hence we're not actually playing with player names here. And they'd be teams anyway.
But they started as Munich, I believe, so... That's exciting.
So is there anything else? There's still no blue flames going on. That is not a particular surprise. Do we expect to see any other blue flames except for the rather weird Sukhov one?
For the first little bit, I wouldn't say so. I definitely think North Germany, we're going to have quite a few wars at some point.
And in fact, there is a lot of consolidation already going in North Germany. Lübeck, Hamburg.
Pomerania has formed.
Pomerania has indeed formed. I was just about to say that. That's Stettin. No, that's not Stettin. That's Pomerania.
Yep.
Dithmarschen, the one who has lost out there. They have not grown at all.
They are currently fighting East Frisia, so...
Oh, that one's still ongoing. Okay,
Yep.
fair enough. But yeah, the North German, those three North German states, are they in cahoots? Poland, Frankfurt, Lübeck. That's another good alliance chain. Pomerania, nice. Then Hamburg, Pomerania. Yeah, these guys are all allied with each other. So we've got the North German League basically formed. Gotland, are you doing anything? Gotland is fighting East Frisia and Munster, of course, allied with Dithmarschen and Livonians. So we kind of got the Baltic Federation forming. Serbia with Wallachia, Moldova with Imreti, I don't know how you pronounce that. Byzantium still fighting against the Ottomans, allied still only with the Knights. The Pope with their crazy alliance chain. Austria, Castile, Bologna. Bavaria, allied with Augsburg, Trier, 3 leagues. Augsburg in 3 leagues a player. Trier, is Trier a player?
Trier?
They were last year. I don't think they are this
Nope.
year. Provence allied with France and Holland. Holland also allied with France. That's another... those three. If France was a player, that'd be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, but Holland and Provence, that's actually a really good combo. Provence, of course, being the biggest nation at the start of the game, and Holland, one of the wealthiest, like even from the start. And in fact, if we just take a very quick look at the player overview, if we go back to the economic stuff, because I want to see who's winning in terms of development.
Oh, the Papal States just got into Castilian.
Serbia is now number 1 with 88. Bavaria is 3rd with 75. Papal States 4th with 60. And then joint 5th, Tlemcen and Livonians. And in last place, we have got, with 6 still, the Isles. So they haven't been deving up at all. However, the whole of Scotland is occupied. And if we take a look at the Isles, they're at a 31%. They're waiting for Clanricarde to peace out, which they will soon enough. They may be trying to get something from them to give them to Cork. I don't know. Are we going to see a Celtic alliance between the Isles and Ireland?
I was thinking so. Otherwise, Ireland seems to be pretty unchecked. In regards to Bavarian aggressive expansion, if you want to show...
Ooh, are we going to have some problems?
Some of that doesn't look like it. They're actually in the green with all of their neighbors. They seem to have done that pretty well.
Danger point, of course, being 50. If any of the nations get to 50, then there's a problem. If more than 3 nations get to 50, then they'll form a coalition. Is it 3 or is it 5?
It's 3.
I thought it was 3. Meanwhile, the Isles and France are having a naval battle. Heck yeah, Isles! Oh, nope, Scotland just arrived, and then they ran away. Not surprised.
A lot of people in that war, though, so...
92% war against Byzantium. Byzantium, I think, might be our first player casualty.
Yeah, Constantinople's been sieged down.
Yeah. All because Constantinople's allies got out. Athens putting up a brave last stand. The Knights still ruining the Ottomans' day at sea, but it's not the sea that's doing it. It's the Ottoman allies and minions. They also have positive war score against the Knights. In fact, the Knights are... no, that's the Ottomans, yeah. Yeah, they've killed the Knights' army. The Knights are rebuilding their forces, but there's not a huge amount they can do about this. Meanwhile, Tlemcen, how are you looking?
They've taken quite a few vassals. It seems to be that that's what they're going for. It's just vassalization.
So we just go here to the diplomatic map mode, which you can reach by clicking on diplomacy and then clicking on diplomatic rather than wasting a map slot on that. It's right at the top of the list. You can't miss it.
Oh.
This was one of the discussions, which may or may not have come up earlier. Yeah, so Tlemcen now with 2 minions. It does look like... wait, have they actually taken land down there? Oh, they have. They kind of split themselves in half, but I'm sure there'll be some integration going on. I need a drink.
Excellent. I'm loving some of this expansion. Papal states being called into Castilian conquest for Aragon, which nice of them to.
Oh, no Iberian wedding then.
Yep.
At least not yet. Interesting. Aragon, Naples. So Naples is still a minion of Aragon at this point. They haven't gotten their independence. Against Castile, the Papal States, and Portugal. Nice. Is the Papal States going to benefit from that? And in fact, part of the Papal States right now is occupied by Aragon. They are. Oh, they're going after Naples. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yep.
I wonder if they have declared any of that territory as vital interest. This is still. Why does it always go to Muscovy? No, they Ravenna. But no, they have not actually declared any of the Napoleon territories as vital interest. Because if you click on it and it goes red, then that basically indicates the AI, I want this land. And depending on my share of the war score, they will then maybe give you that land. If you just leave it as yellow, that's basically you have a claim there, so the AI might give it to you, but usually not, because they're as greedy as players. Okay, maybe not quite so much, because players are pretty greedy when it comes to peace deals. Like, I could give you stuff, but also, nah. Show the 3 leagues, please. I can show you the 3 leagues down here. Oh, yeah, the 3 leagues have grown.
Yep.
Allied to Bavaria, Austria, and Savoy. That is also a strong alliance chain. 3 leagues are now 5 province leagues.
Hesse still has 3 votes for... Nope, 2 votes.
3? Brandenburg, Mainz, and Saxony.
Brandenburg is backing Thuringia.
That's not fair. They're basically the same. Just some of the lines are very slightly bigger.
Yep. Similar flag. Very confusing.
And you said you needed glasses. And let's see. Oh, Trier is backing Bavaria. So the Bavarians also making a bit of a diplomatic play, potentially.
There seems to be quite a big fuss going on with the Dithmarschen conquest for Friesland.
Oh.
Several nations are involved. There's a nice little alliance web there. Dithmarschen, Gotland, Livonian Order. That's a very strong alliance.
And Frankfurt. They're all players.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Yep, all players. And they do seem to be wrecking face at the moment. Currently going after Munster. So I wonder what the agreements there are, because Frankfurt's a bit further south. I don't think they're going to benefit from this at all. This is all Dithmarschen.
Yep.
So what are the others going to get? Money, maybe? Why is France in...
that has to do with 100 Years' War.
Of course, Denmark. No, that's to do with the Scottish War.
Oh,
because Denmark's on the Isle side.
Right, right. And how is that independence war going right now?
It's going swimmingly.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, they're currently going after Man. Norway is landing some troops. Good old Norway.
Is anyone backing Swedish or Norwegian independence?
At the moment, no. Sweden on 19%, War and Liberty Desire, and Norway on 0. I know that there were several nations around the Baltic that were thinking of making a play for Scandinavia, but as yet, the Kalmar Union holds firm. Nobody really in a position to rival them. Early on, it would be, what, Poland, Muscovy, maybe England?
I wonder which nations we'll be seeing going for colonization.
And the Teutons already have a truce with Poland and Lithuania. Yeah, colonization. So I'm assuming we'll see Ireland, because they're close. Isles, most likely. Grenada, maybe? Sus, maybe?
Grenada is definitely going in on Portugal. Currently seems to be doing pretty well.
Against Portugal, England, and Castile. That is another big fight. That's a lot of majors. Wait, it's because they're fighting against Aragon at the same time.
Ah.
And they are about to lose their fleet to Portugal. Don't screw with Portugal early in the game. They have that chance to escape fleet battles. It's really hard to kill Portugal. Let's see. So yeah, it's Grenada, Jared, Marrakesh, Morocco, Sus, Talifalt, Tlemcen, Tugarat versus Portugal, Castile, and England. Those are 3 very big nations. Although if you look at the unit numbers, 44,000 infantry against 48,000, 12,000 cavalry against 13,000. This is not actually that much of a disparity. And the Western powers have much further to go.
especially with Samson and all of their vassals, it does give them quite a bit of land to be sieged down. So we know Granada's not going to be 100%ed anytime soon, assuming that they can get the crossing.
And also, conquering Granada is a pain because it's 4 provinces of mountains, 2 of which have forts. So have fun with that.
Good old Gibraltar.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Although actually Gibraltar is not one of the ones with a fort in it.
I was just talking about the straight
Yeah.
facts.
Byzantium is dead.
Uh,
F's in chat.
F's in chat.
Byzantium is the first casualty. It has happened. They dead.
They died.
So do we know yet what the process is for replacing or reseeding a country? If we could get some information on that, that would be amazing. Cool, thank you. And also, I didn't hear that. Many, many Fs in chat were granted. The Purple Phoenix has gone out. It will no longer
Serbia
rise.
has gone in on Ragusa, seems to be taking advantage of the Ottomans' preoccupation with all of their other wars. They're expanding.
You know what? Serbia's actually expanded very, very quietly and very significantly. They've really grown. Money's looking okay. Manpower could be better, but if they've been in a series of wars, which definitely seems to be the case, then yeah, they're good. Okay, so the Emperor reincarnates, but does the Emperor do that with suggestions from his Greater Council? I seem to vaguely remember reading that, but I could be wrong. Fair enough.
We do not question the Emperor's methods.
No, the Emperor knows
Supreme.
best. Please do not tell him that we were questioning his methods, and we were never questioning. There was no questioning here. Is Moldavia independent? Moldavia currently is... Drumroll, please. Yes, independent. Yes. Guaranteed by Poland, no less. So yeah, they are indeed independent. Papal States are doing well. Yeah, they've now actually broken through Naples, taken some territory. Rome is currently under siege, which isn't great, but they do have... Actually, their army's not huge. It's 8,000. 13k currently sitting on their capital. Meanwhile, 16k Aragonese trying to re-siege Valencia.
Looks like Naples is pretty much...
Granada was just sent packing by Castile.
Oh, were they? Oh, no.
Yep, there's 8k currently sitting in Garnata, and there was another like 14k marching off into the fog of war to the north. And of course, the Straits of Gibraltar right now being held by their enemies. They need to take Ceuta. If they take Ceuta, then they can cross. But if they don't get that, then the 16k Castellan troops can just stack wipe Morocco's entire army. And they're about to.
Portugal only has 3k manpower. Let's do a little manpower check.
Morocco's army is dead.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Granada, 3-star general, 456 too. That is an impressive commander at the start of the game. Who is this absolute beast? Iqbal ibn Hakan. He certainly Hakan.
He can do it.
He can't indeed do it.
Nah. Oh, Desmond pretty much has...
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
half of Ireland at this point. I'd like to take a look at their trade.
Desmond doing good. Currently fighting against Munster. They are... Wow, 11... Are they being subsidized? Spoils of war? No, they're not making 11. That was from the peace deal. Okay. That was just a hangover. That's not actual money. Novgorod, meanwhile, dying a death. Now being attacked by Tver. Tver's a player? No, Tver's not a player. Tver was supporting the independence of somebody.
Do we know if there are any rules for Burgundian inheritance? It seems that no player nations has married Burgundy.
I don't think there are. Meanwhile, Hester with their 2 votes. Austria now with 2. Palatinate flipping sides and joining the Austrians. Naples, meanwhile, fully occupied. Oh, Desmond just went to war again. I still get nervous when I hear that. Even
Oh,
when I'm
me
casting,
too.
like, ah! Oh, wait, I'm casting. This is a good thing.
Yeah, I said if I needed to wake up, I would set it as my alarm clock, and I'd be out of bed immediately.
Ah! Especially when you play as the smaller nations a lot.
Oh, Opol is going for their independence. Good for them.
Ooh.
They've got Silly. They've got Hungary.
Opol, Silly, Croatia, Hungary against Bohemia, Brunswick, Glogor, Saxony, and the Teutons.
The Rootin' Tootin' Cowboys. Better
Yeah.
hope they don't show up.
Actually, I mean, with Hungary on their side, that's a lot of buddies that they can feed into the meat grinder. But that may well be a meat grinder. 28k infantry against 28, 9.5k cavalry against 8.6. So numbers are slightly on Opol's side, but this is technically an offensive war. No, they have to only defend Opol. No, never mind.
They seem to be doing quite all right.
Yeah.
Teutons are currently also fighting the Livonian Order. Oh, Livonian subjugation of the Teutons.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah, the Livonians allied to Poland, Lithuania.
Oof.
So the Teutons currently have bigger problems. Much bigger problems. Meanwhile, the Isles still sitting on Scotland, waiting for the war enthusiasm. Oh no, it's red. Why are they not piecing out of this? France is even low. Just piece France out, then you can take it. Oh, they just did. It's like they ripped my mind. So they should be taking Scotland any minute now, and then we'll see the Isles starting to rise from the sea and become an isle no more. Well, actually, just a bigger isle.
Papal states have expanded. They are now a papal bloc in the middle of Italy.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, Naples. Did they take land from Naples?
They
Yes,
did Abruzzi.
Abruzzi. And Ancona they took earlier. Did they start with Ancona? Let's forget about that. I remember in a previous version they had to take it, but I think they actually start with it now. Yeah, it's a core. Meanwhile, Knights, how goes the war? They're still in it, minus 21 war score. Ottomans are still on high enthusiasm, though it's ticked down to 21. 9,000 casualties on the Knight side to 30,000 on the Ottoman side, with 29,000 to attrition. Good grief.
Oh, the Isles got their independence. They've got a tiny little baby Scotland in the middle.
And the Ottomans just went down to medium enthusiasm. Yep, there's a tiny little bit of Perth. Which is kind of Australia-shaped, I guess. It's also yellow. It's hot.
Bavaria is back at war. Curious to see what all this expansion is going to do for their aggressive expansion. Let's
Ansbach,
see.
Bayreuth, Mainz, and Regensburg. Let's go to the coalitions again. Let's take a quick look at Bavaria. Still not terrible.
Oh,
Side 12. Oh, who just died?
Scotland is currently fighting Denmark. Love to see them expand.
Yeah. But it's Gotland and Dithmarschen against Kalmar. I guess this is going to hang on whether Gotland can hold the Øresund Straits. And whether, I guess, Dithmarschen can rush up to Finn? I'm going to call it Finn. To stop the Danes from crossing into Jutland. I'm trying to think how I would fight that war if I were them. The answer is I probably wouldn't.
In Dithmarschen, do you see where they've expanded? They've actually come in.
Oh, they've moved south here.
Yeah.
Interesting, into Munster.
Yep.
Huh. Sneaky.
Sneaky.
Sneaky snake. Yeah, Northern Germany is going to be such an intro. Oh, Lübeck's going for Brandenburg.
Ooh.
And they are properly gobbling them up. Has Lübeck called anyone into this? Pomerania and Lübeck. So Pomerania is probably going to get a bit like, yeah, Strasbourg, maybe Neumark.
Wonder how that Granada war is going.
That is a good question. Oh dear. The capital's taken.
Yeah, but they do have their war goal.
And Aragon is actually expanding into
See.
Castile.
Oh, look at that.
And there's 20k troops currently sitting on, what's this, Cadiz. Which was one of the major ports for the Spaniards going to the New World.
Tlemcen a little low on manpower. Granada still actually pretty good in the manpower
10k,
department.
yeah, they are. Finance, though, 13 ducats, and they're losing 3.6.
Castile's down to 4k. Portugal's down to 5k.
Ouch, no money, 3.6. How many loans do they have? I think they just took the first. They're not terrible. How's the Ottoman finance looking? Minus a ducat, they are 5 loans.
Ooh.
850 ducats in debt already. This is why you don't mess with the knights. The little island who can. Meanwhile, Desmond's still doing Desmond things. I kind of want to keep an eye on the Gotland conflict against Denmark, because I want to know how they're planning to do this. So Dithmarschen is in Holstein, right? Is it because Denmark's armies are somewhere else?
I believe they're just hoping for that naval supremacy. They only have 4k, and they've taken Bornholm, but...
Okay, we have a joiner. Who is the joiner going to be?
This must be the Biz switcheroo.
This might well be the Biz switcheroo.
Let's see who they take.
Can you watch the Dithmarschen Frankfurt war? They're not at war. It's not a player war. You'd see blue flames if it were, but they're not.
Is that a Georgia?
That is a Georgia. Sweet Georgia. Georgia's a pretty... Oh no, they're not that big. For some reason I thought they were bigger at the start of the game.
So this is our farthest nation, right? Away from...
No, we have Perm as well.
Oh, right, Perm as well.
So they're roughly as far east.
Perm is still a vassal of Muscovy. I wonder what their plan for independence is and what has happened.
I think they're kind of hoping that Poland-Lithuania goes to war with Muscovy.
Yeah.
But Muscovy right now is looking strong, and after that completely abortive Sukhov attempt, I don't know what their plan is right now. Nobody is supporting their independence. None of the other players seem to be interested. The only player nation that would be nearby that potentially could would be Livonia.
What does Muscovy need still to form Russia? Let's see.
That's a good question. They need Admin 10 for a start. They need Tver or Yaroslavl and Ryazan or Smolensk.
Yeah.
But they already have Moscow, they already have Novgorod, they already have Nizhny Novgorod and or Vladimir. Admin 10 is going to be the big one. I mean, we're still on Admin 3.
Oh, Pomerania expanding down into Brandenburg, who is also under attack from the Livonians. Oh no, that's just for the Teutonic Order fight.
Gotland. So Norway is now blockading the southern Baltic Sea, which is where Gotland's armies are. Oh, here we go. 20 Danish ships against 25 Gotlandic ships. That is 1 heavy on the Denmark side, 13 galleys against 10. 42 ships for Denmark. Yeah, you don't pick this fight. Kalmar includes Denmark and Norway. Norway has some of the largest number of heavy ships at the start of the game of any nation. Like, you do not mess with Norway early on. And Gotland was sent packing. And Dithmarschen at this point is probably getting a little bit nervous. Although they can just run away to their German holdings, I guess. But Dithmarschen, as it stands, might be in a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Ottomans still at war with the Knights.
As far as institutions go, nobody has embraced.
Yeah, I think we're still to... Oh no, 1450. Okay.
Someone had asked, I figured I'd check, but nope.
It is in Monferrato, so it's in Italy. So we'll definitely need to keep an eye on this to see which player adopts it first. Probably someone like the Papal States or Ferrara. Where is that? It's way up here. Oh, that might actually be... Who's near this? Provence? Provence is here. Maybe 3 leagues? Except I think that Italy gets a bonus to...
Granada is making an excellent comeback. Very nice.
Oh, heck yeah, Granada.
Yeah.
I think that they can kind of thank the Aragonese for bailing them out there, because Aragon
so
started
as well.
a huge invasion, and Castile's just like, ah!
They are currently sieging down. That's going to go well for them. Though Tlemcen is out of manpower.
Has Hesse embraced the Renaissance yet? Oh, that was the question you were answering.
Yep. The answer is no. Sorry. Yes, that was the question I was answering, and the answer is no.
Which you never actually answered. I noticed that. Nobody has. So Teuton's definitely looking like on their last legs. They still haven't gone after Dithmarschen. Sweden is looking quite happy just blockading Gotland at the moment. Oh, they just tried again. 24 Gotlandic ships going against the 11 Swedes. The Danes, however, are on their way. 12 galleys against 3 that Sweden has, but the Danes have now arrived. They still only have 5 galleys, so Gotland does have the bigger punching power at the moment. And if they can keep up the ship casualties against the Swedes and the Danes, and they'll lose. Oh, here comes Norway. Oh. Here comes Norway. Dun, 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 na, 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 na. Enjoy the heavies. 4 heavies. Kapow. And from my reckoning, usually it is 4 galleys for 1 heavy. So those 4 heavies are basically counting as 16 galleys at the moment. Which, if my math is correct, 16 is higher than 12. Yeah, it's thanks to Norway. Norway just won that fight for them. Oh, wait, no, they lost.
Oh, yeah, they lost. Yeah, no, the morale and everything.
Yep.
Yep.
Because they were sinking so many of the light ships and the transports.
They seem to be doing quite well in that war. It's slow going, but as long as they can maintain naval supremacy.
I think they captured a couple of ships there. I wish I'd kept the pop-up open. Can we see that here? Oh, yeah, the Danish side's lost 20 ships. Denmark 13, Sweden 3, Norway 2, Holstein 2.
And they also have ticking war score because they've gotten their war goal. So if they just sit tight...
Gotland's only lost 1 ship.
They've got that in the bag.
Yeah, okay. Good comeback there by Gotland. I wasn't worried. Were you worried?
No, I wasn't worried at all. Then. Pirates gonna pirate.
Pirates are indeed gonna pirate. Speaking of pirates pirating, right. Still at war with the Ottomans. How are the Ottomans looking? Oh, they're down to medium again. Oh!
No manpower either. Look at that.
Tunis may actually peace out. I wonder, can the Knights do something against the Ottomans if Tunis pieces out? Because it is Tunis's troops that keep on landing and causing problems. No, the Ottomans have lost their grip. The Ottoman troops have escaped. They're trying to land. They're trying for it, but it's not going to work. Unless, oh wait, it's only a K. That's them baiting them again. The Ottoman's like, no, I know better than this. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, watch it. Oh man, Castile. Of all the major powers, Castile being the first to collapse. Did you see that?
Oof. Especially allied to the Papal States like that. Wonder what the Papal States... I mean, they still have their Austrian alliance, so they're probably pretty strong, but I don't think Austria did not take the Hungary PU, so...
I gotta say, like, of all of the ballsy wars going on here, Granada taking on England, Castile, and Portugal at once, and probably winning.
Yeah, but let's be real. England never sends troops.
I don't know what you mean. England's a perfect ally. So, Sukov, what are your plans? I want to know Sukov's secret plans. I wonder, can we use the Spy Mistress's services to get some information for ourselves? Because I really do want to know what Sukov's plans are now. I mean, we are the all-seeing eye in the sky, so, you know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, Hesse has lost all of their votes for emperor? I wonder if they've...
Yeah. No, it's usually because Austria starts being kind of hated, and then as the game goes on, they actually start improving relations with people. It's because Austria has the large country malice. So, Isles, what are you up to? Allied with Desmond. Okay, so we do have the Irish, Gaelic, the Celtic alliance. Not with Brittany. Oh, no, and Brittany. So, yes, we do indeed have the Celtic alliance.
Excellent.
And I was talking to one of the Isles players on the way over here, and they were saying, it's possible. Because he pointed out to me, and I hadn't realized this, the Isles are Highlanders, and the Highlander culture is not British, it's Celtic. Which means that they do not get the wooden wall doctrine, which the British nations do.
That's because there can only be one Highlander.
I wanted to say something about that because I think there might actually just be... No, there's 2. There's 2. 3, in fact. Man is also Highlander. So they need to cut that down to size.
Livonians seem to be well on their way to a Teutonic vassal.
Oh, France is fighting Burgundy.
Oh,
Burgundy, Navarre, Brabant, Flanders, and Milan. Now that's going to be creating a lot of opportunities for the nations around. Fighting against Provence. Oh, Provence started this. Dragging France in along Alençon, Armagnac, Auvergne, Bourbonnais, Foix, Orléans, and Holland. So Holland probably hoping to take chunks out of Flanders and Brabant. Yep, they're already going for Brabant. Very, very wealthy territory up here. Has the English Channel changed at all? Antwerp always had one. Brugge, I think, might be new. Lincolnshire, I'm pretty sure, is new. Gloucester and York. Did England always have 4 centres of trade? Actually, I think they may have. Contentins, yeah, I don't think this has changed. Yeah, it's Lubeck that's changed the most. Meanwhile, Dithmarschen marching northwards into Jutland, and yeah, they have indeed blockaded Øresund. They haven't done it by taking Finn, which I would have done, because then you, I guess you're guaranteed the crossing bonus wherever you go. A couple of Holstein troops just hanging out. Denmark deciding not to cross, even though they can, because they still control all the straight crossings. Sweden, how are you feeling about, you know, potential independence? 52%. Sweden is now disloyal.
oh.
Norway, though. Magnificent Norway, 0%. Ever loyal.
Oh, Serbia is improving with the MAMs, probably hoping to gain an alliance to fight the Ottomans.
That seems reasonable.
Now that they are probably next.
And Wallachia is allied to Serbia, so we're definitely starting to see the beginnings of an anti-Ottoman alliance. Moldavia is allied to Muscovy. That's an interesting one.
Ooh. Curious to see what happens in the next...
Oh, the Ottomans landed in Rhodes and were swiftly beaten back.
Oh, excellent.
Whoa. That always makes me so nervous. Like, even if I'm baiting them, it's still like, this could still go horribly wrong. Yeah, trying to get some extra war score from battles won. Park your fleet up and just let them try to cross. And in fact, if they wanted to, they could cut off that army by just sending the ships out and sinking the transports. Although, you don't do that once. Any player wars? Nope, still not.
Still no, but a lot of expansion happening. Brittany has been sitting pretty. They haven't really, ever since that Scottish War.
So in fact, let's have a quick look at the national development. Because of all of the expansion that's been going on, to Bavaria sitting on 96 development. They have now taken the top spot. There's Serbia on second with 90, Pomerania shortly behind with 89, Provence with 84, and then the Isles going from 6 to 81.
Feels good.
It feels really good. And then
Feels
Papal State
good.
to 73. And then at the bottom end of the listing, Scilly is now in last place with 12, Gotland with 15, Frankfurt with 19, the Knights with 20, Sukhov with 20, and then Perm with 26. So going from last place to, what was it, third? No, fifth. Not bad for the Isles.
Not bad at all. Ryazan now expanding into Great Horde. Looks like they're kind of leaving their Muscovian expansion for a minute. Keep a little steppe land.
Ryazan.
Brazen. The bar.
Now they need to conquer Bar. And then raise it. Is Ryazan a horde? Are they Cossacks? Principality. Wait, they have a Rurokovich? They do. Huh. Rurokovich is the Russian dynasty which descended from Rurik, who was a Viking. Interesting. I did not know that. What does Muscovy have at this point? Yeah, also Rurokovich. Okay, there's a whole bunch of Rurokoviches up there. That does make sense.
Kill Muscovy is a good plan for a vassal of Muscovy. Oh, Karelia's been released. Sapmi's been released. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Just to confirm, can you guys actually hear me? Because I still can't. I just want to make sure the stream can. Oh, okay. So we are passing that information on. I can't do it because I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. We actually have a video that we are going to show you of some players signing a pact.
We are here today to sign a pact, to form the League of Shitty Nations. We are those that are downtrodden, poor, and unrespected. We bond together today to be strong. The Isles, baby.
Everyone's favorite peasant republic, Dith Martian.
Opal. We're the small nation of Scilly.
The nation that tried to beat the Musclites. Pascal!
The dark city of Frankfurt.
The humble nation of Bern.
With this signing, we will stand together against all that would crush us. To the League of Shitty Nations!
The League!
Yes, please do.
My gracious things. Take the staff. Fear its power.
We are the only league that has dark wizards in it. So you should fear us.
Morally grey wizards.
Oh, my bad.
We do charity work too.
Forever glorious.
Forever
Shall the League be.
Forever shitty. Forever shitty! Our League of Shitty Nations!
And now I can't hear. Oh, there we go. Couple of technical issues as we're switching around. Anyway, we're back again. So I hope you enjoyed that because I have not seen it, so I'll need to catch up after the stream. But if you guys just want to give me a very quick rundown of what happened, then I will know too. So we can do that. Also, for my earlier question, can you guys hear Midge? You weren't supposed to. It's just that we have a technical issue where Ghibli can hear him and I can't. So when we're trying to get information from the event, it has to be given by Ghibli. Crunch, crunch. Okay. Hamburg, Lübeck, Gotland Alliance. Is that what you were talking about?
Oh, Tlemcen Player War. Did you?
I did not see that. I was too busy reading chat trying to work out what on earth happened just now. Okay, so Tlemcen is currently fighting with Jared and Tugrut against Tunis, Marrakesh, Morocco, Sousse. There we go, that's why. Sousse is a minion of Morocco, I think.
And they have not.
Correct. They have not broken free yet.
Wonder if they're actually joining. No, they do not seem to be aiding this in any way.
I am shocked. Absolutely shocked. So, not really a player war. Fake player war.
Still a blue flame, though.
Oh man, look at Castile.
Oh.
Oh, look at Castile and Portugal. It's not just Castile, it's Portugal as well. What's that going to mean for the colonizers? Because Portugal is usually one of the super early ones, so we may still see an early Norway colonizing. And then I guess it's going to be one of the players. Who do you reckon is going to be first?
Good question. I do know that we are trying to get a full screen game going.
Yeah, we're just having a couple of
Technical
scene issues at the moment. There we go. I think we're on full screen. Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah, so Castile not looking good. Aragon, whoa!
Yeah, has expanded.
Whoa. Okay, who's allied to Aragon? Because they are now a good ally.
Savoy.
They're not player.
Ooh.
And Naples is still junior. But now I'm guessing that some other players will be angling like, hey, Aragon, how you doing? Castile also pieced out, and there we go. Granada took a significant chunk. Actually, Aragon, are you going to be having coalition issues with this? 49.
Opal has gotten independent and snaked their way to the gold mine.
We'll take a look at that in a second. Yeah, minus 49, aggressive expansion, Aragon to France. They played that beautifully. Anyway, Opal, let's take a look. Yep, they have chomped into Bohemia, cutting them in half and snaking, as you say, towards the gold mine. Which is my trade value. There it is, trade goods. There's a gold mine. Chip. Third icon on here. I do development. Do I really want developments on there? No, I usually between those two. Development should have gone somewhere else, but I don't remember where. Religion. Nope, religion's got culture. Ah, irrelevant. One of the other hosts is probably going to mess with my map setup anyway. Grr.
Not optimal.
No. No, it's not. No gold mine for Granada. Gold mine's in Toledo. It's in... Shoot. I used to know this. Who has the gold mine here now?
La Mancha.
Oh, yeah. I clicked on everything except it. I thought it was Toledo, but it's not.
I always remember because you went at La Mancha, the gold mine.
La Mancha that up. Get rich in the process. Knights, are you still at war? No! 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 What happened?
Uh-oh. Wonder if that,
No!
I wonder who they will be rejoining as Scotland currently winning their war with Denmark. Good for them.
Yes. Though I think they've actually been pushed back, because didn't they have Schleswig at one point? And they don't currently have enough people to actually take Kolin.
Siege it down. Let's see.
So they got 8k, 7k Holstein. It's not Hamburg, this is Denmark, it's 5k there. 7k Gotland troops just landed. Gotland actually is a more significant army than I expected. 15 development. They've been deving up that quite significantly. Switzerland got formed. Switzerland did get formed. You're right. By the 3 leagues. So that is now Bavaria, Switzerland, and Pomerania.
I'm wondering if Sus is going to take this opportunity to be a little sus and break free.
I think that there may well be daggers plunged into back so shortly. Yes. Especially because Morocco's also got pretender rebels there, I am seeing.
Yep.
Quite significant pretender rebels. Whoopsie. Meanwhile, Granada going for Portugal here. Granada, how are you doing for aggressive expansion? Oh, Aragon does not like you. Castile does not like you. Portugal does not like you. And no, that's still Aragon. But having Aragon potentially in a coalition, that's 3 countries. That could form.
And Aragon is allied to Ferrara.
And Navarra also, so that's 4 countries. That could well be a Granada coalition forming after this. And Aragon doing that, yeah, good luck with that.
Aragon right now has 6k men and only 2k manpower, though, so maybe Granada plays this.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
And yes, Ferrara has allied to Aragon, Urbino, and Florence. Or if they're going to try and get Florence diplomatically. Diplo-vassalize. Meanwhile, Burgundy getting gobbled up by France. Holland, as I suspected, taking out Flanders. What happened to Brabant? Because at one point Holland held all of Brabant, but then they seem to have lost it. Which is careless.
Well, the Livonian War right now, they don't want to peace out because Poland has also decked on the Teutons, and if they take that vassal, they don't want to go to war with Poland. That's an unfortunate position to be in.
Yeah, it is. Is Mazovia a player? Yeah, Mazovia is a player. Interesting. And they're still a vassal of Poland.
Wonder what their plan for freedom is.
Yeah, so I guess this is going to be the next question for you, chat. Who's going to get independence first? Perm, Zukov, or Mazovia? None of them are in a particularly good position right now. Who did Granada declare on?
And Sus. Several...
Castile, I think.
10 years into the game, how many vassal players do we still have? 4, I believe.
4. Opole broke free.
Yep.
Arles broke free. Moldavia was never. Wallachia was never. Yeah. Oh, you know what we haven't checked for a while? Institutions. Let's see if anybody is embraced. Actually, not as many as I thought. Genoa has, Florence has, Siena has, Savoy has, Montferrat has, Venice has.
Hesse.
Hesse has. So of the players, Hesse I think was probably the first.
Yep.
England. Minus 62 prestige. Ouch. Who was released in Northern Novgorod? Karelia and Sapmi.
Provence
below zero.
is currently crushing Burgundy with their French ally.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that one. I'm more interested in what Holland does here. Like, what are they going to take from this? Because I think they have the potential to benefit the most. Oh no, Provence does have some territories adjacent to Burgundy in the south. Like the actual Burgundian territories as opposed to that weird bit in the north. Belgium.
Did you just call Belgium the weird bit in the north?
I'm Dutch, come on.
Oh. Well, have we checked on the Emperor in some time?
We haven't. What is Aachen doing? Let's find Aachen first. That's Aachen.
Little purple guy.
They've grown.
Did you know that Aachen is
that's
the
Keller.
first
Kelderland.
nation in alphabetical order because of the double A?
I did not know that, but
Oh.
it makes sense. Did you know that Aachen was once the center of the Holy Roman Empire?
I believe 18 emperors were crowned there, 11 emperors were crowned, 21 emperors?
Yeah, because it was the seat of Charlemagne.
Several. Lots of them.
Uh-huh. And there's a really good wonder there in CK3. So Aachen, let's take a look at Aachen. I'm not going to look at them too closely because I don't want to look at their decisions or anything, but they're up to 48 development. I think they started on 46, 44, something around there. I would be very curious to hear from the players what the Emperor's done for them and what the Emperor's blocked. I think that would be really interesting to hear. Is there a list of players? There is. If you type in exclamation mark Grandest Lan?
Yes.
Exclamation mark Grandest Lan.
And there are also panels below the stream that include rules of the Grandest Lan and some other information as well.
Is the Aachen thing purely for player stuff or is there modded stuff for them? I think there is modded stuff.
Yeah, several things have been changed a little bit, I believe, just for RP purposes to have the Emperor.
Yeah, so again, as a little thing, we've got the Holy Roman Empire, which is just the usual HRE mechanics, but then we also have the Emperor with an expanded empire, which consists of all of the players. So all the players have basically been given their title by the Emperor. And the Emperor, also known as Caesar or Kaiser, depending on how pedantic you are, Caesar has a iron-fisted grip on power at the moment. And basically, he determines whether players are allowed to go to war with other players. They have to seek permission. And he can dole out favors. And there is a council, and you can become the marshal or a steward or a spy master or anything like that. And as the game goes on, the power of the Emperor, the Caesar, is going to wane and reduce. And we're going to start seeing some nations being declared a pariah if they go a little bit too far against the Emperor, and then the Emperor can't really do anything about it. And then eventually, as all empires do, it's going to collapse, and that may well cause some more chaos later on. But at the moment, we're very much in the imperial power stage of the game. And a lot of that power is going to be derived from Aachen and that Aachen's position in the game. Could you right mouse on tags? Yes. The reason I do left is because I can hover over these and see at a glance, like alliances and things. Because I find that the tooltip for hovering over an alliance is a lot quicker, because it tells you Livonian Order and Pomerania, as opposed to trying to work out what the flags are.
Can Aachen join wars? I believe that somebody gets to be
Good suggestion.
given the position of the marshal or the general, and they, I believe, are able to take over Aachen's troops, correct?
Yes, if you're the marshal, you can take over 5,000 troops without any intercession, and you can make a... what's the word? You can make a plea to the Emperor to say, I need all of the Imperial troops for such and such action. Like, if a pariah were able to form, then you could say, I'm going to go and kick that pariah's backside, and then hopefully do things. Also, blue flames. Yes, we do have blue flames. I did not want to hesitate from that too much. So we've got Ferrara against the Papal State.
Oof.
Is this a war that the two of them are actually fighting? It is the Papal State against Florence. Florence is allied to Ferrara. Ferrara has answered the call to war, but they are just currently sitting... Oh no, that's Genoa. It's Ferrara's troops.
Ferrara is in 2 wars because they're also fighting against Milan.
Yeah, so Ferrara is
Either
currently
side.
in Milan, sitting on their gains while the Papal States are taking out Florence. So is this actually going to get into a hot war? Are they just going to be kind of frowning at each other over the borders? What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, they don't seem to be necessarily defending themselves, so this could be one of those situations they just would rather not lose anything. But as far as manpower goes, if it was just the Papal States and Ferrara, they would have...
Pretty even. 8,000 against 8,000. In terms of overall, 31,000 on the Papal State side against 21,000. So the Pope does have quite a few more troops in this conflict. At sea, they're roughly equal, but on land, the Papal States would be pretty dominant. Yep, the Papal States are moving into Ferrara. They're going... Oh no, they stopped. I think they were probably trying to chase after the Florence troops. They may not necessarily have actually stayed and tried to take Bologna, but you never know. Who's been excommunicated? Is there an easy way of saying that? Say that in the papacy. I don't know if there's an easy way of seeing who's been excommunicated. The Ottomans have a crusade called against them. Still can't believe the knights died.
I know, and Biz, I mean...
Biz, like, after the ruinous start, I'm not that surprised, but knights, yeah. Reckless. Something clearly went wrong. Maybe they ran out of money, I don't know.
Ferrara just lost a naval battle.
To the Pope, yeah.
Yep.
So far, no movement into each other's lands. That's usually the definitive sign. I mean, winning a fight at sea, you can kind of see that as a little bit of an economic play as you're trying to reduce their trade capacity in the future, and also a little bit, you know, blockades and that type of thing. We do have Genoa currently sitting on Ferrara's capital. Genoa is in this war on Papal State's side.
Oh, Sosa's finally declared independence.
Aha!
So they may be the first of the 4 remaining vassals.
Surprise! I don't think that surprises anybody. Yep, so that's just now Perm, Sukhov, and Mazovia. I still couldn't call it as to which of those is going to go first.
It's a tough one.
The thing is, I think a lot more nations would be gunning for Poland than would be gunning for Muscovy. The only ones that actually benefit from Muscovy's fall right now is Perm and Sukhov. Maybe the Livonians.
Ryazan as well.
And Ryazan, yes, that's true. Getting there, they're a player.
They've expanded pretty well,
Yeah,
actually.
Astrakhan and Tver. Let's actually go to the diplomatic match mode, which we can get by clicking on diplomatic map modes, and then diplomacy, which is right at the top. And then, yeah, okay, so just 2 small OPMs.
Racking up some AE, but no coalition yet, so...
Yeah, they are. Kazan, Nogai, and Crimea. That is 3. That could be a coalition. And the Great Horde. That's 4. So, yeah. Coalition potentially incoming, just like we had with Granada. Speaking of Granada, Granada has chomped halfway up Portugal. And I suspect that a lot of countries are going to be rather miffed. Yeah. Ooh, France.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Aragon and France both rather ticked off with Granada right now. Now they... Wait, do they have a truce with Aragon? No, they wouldn't have a truce with Aragon. They have a truce with Castile and Portugal. That's 2 of them. Navarra could be the 3rd, though, and I don't think they have a truce with Navarra. Nope.
And Granada right now is only allied to Tlemcen, so...
Yeah, we could well see a France-Aragon-Navarra coalition forming against Granada. They don't have a truce with any of those 3.
Have you gone over what happened with the Gotland-Denmark war? Because they have severely injured Denmark there. That looks nice.
That was incredibly generous for Gotland. Dithmarschen gains Holstein and Schleswig, But Gotland against Sjælland, Finn, and Lolland. Sjælland, of course, the former capital of Denmark. Oh, wow. I haven't seen this wonder before. Kronberg, at level 3, naval combat bonus off of owned coast +2. That's double what the British get.
That's beautiful.
That is really good. Naval tradition from protecting trade. Also a little understood modifier, that one. Means you get admirals way better for free, because you're basically always protecting trade. What happened to the Knight players? I don't know. We haven't had a rehost since they died. So the Knights are dead.
I believe that players are joining every hour on the hour if they are switching nations.
Ah, okay.
Every even hour, pardon. So
The time now is almost 9 o'clock, so they have another hour to wait. Makes sense. Wait, they don't need to.
Scotland taking only islands. Okay.
That would make sense if you're trying to form a pirate republic, but they already are a pirate republic. Right? Yeah.
Could be for some good roleplay. Give them good roleplay points.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just going to be entirely a nation, it's a navy with a state. And if they only have a navy, then they can never be conquered.
Have we discussed the favor tokens from the Emperor, the favor token system?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay. So this is actually really fun. So Aachen is the Emperor, and in order to get favors with the Emperor, you are actually given physical tokens that you can then trade in for favors from the Emperor. And it's just kind of interesting to see people walking around with these tokens in their hands, like some sort of physical thing that you can trade in. And that those tokens, that's what they're using to use the Aachen's military and other, I assume, breaking pacts and things like that to have the Emperor look the other way.
Yeah, so one of the ways you could, for example, declare a player war is say, I'm going to use one of my favors, so you ignore the fact that I'm declaring one of your subjects. Or if you need, like, a handout of money, and like, I'm about to go into debt, but not, because he has a favor. The other thing I just noticed is Sweden's independence is currently being supported by England. So they're currently sitting 100%, so the Kalmar Union may not be a union for much longer. Because nobody has really gone after England. Although if England gets mixed up in a war with Sweden against Denmark, that might well be a really good opportunity for either Desmond or the Isles to go into England.
The Ferrara War, the Pope is going into
Pope is
Ferrara.
going in. Yep. They have moved into Bologna. And that's Milan taking Modena. Ferrara 16k, still sitting next door.
Well, Pope is sieging down their capital as we speak, so this is definitely not one of those idle player wars. They're actively going for it.
Or they're trying to get Ferrara to peace out so they can take Florence quicker. So possible. Wouldn't mind seeing Pirate Gotland. There you go, there's Pirate Gotland. They already exist. They start as a pirate republic now. Oh, Papal States fighting Florence. This time Florence looks like they'll beat the Pope. 8 galleys against 6. The Pope is an admiral though. Florence doesn't. Yeah, Pope died. But Genoa sitting on a 28% chance of taking Ferrara. This might be the third player casualty.
Could very well be.
There goes Ferrara.
Sus is losing their independence war right now at a -99.
Good grief.
Maybe they will not be the first of the remaining vassals to regain independence.
While Tlemcen is gobbling up Morocco. I mean, I guess as long as they don't accept a 100% peace, that 1% may save them. Depending on how much Tlemcen wants to bail them out. Although I think that the three of them do intend to have an alliance.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty much the only... Actually, that's not true. I was going to say they're the only non-Catholic nations, but there are a few Orthodox.
Oh.
Hot join.
All right, I wonder if this...
2 new players.
Yep. Let's see who we get.
What an odd hour to choose new players. That's what we were just told the even thing, you know?
How come when I tell a bad joke, I get the wah wah, but when you do it, favoritism. I sense favoritism.
Okay, so we have got Shirvan from Lan A7 and Akanulu.
Oh.
Is that the Knights? Are they going to try to become the Ottomans?
We didn't beat the Ottomans the first time, so we're coming back for the second. Very nice.
So that is the Knights and Byzantium, right?
No, Byzantium rejoined as Georgia.
That's true. So this was the Knights and...
Georgia's
also dead.
Yeah.
So I think this is Byzantium Mark III.
Yeah. If at first you don't succeed,
Try and try again.
there's always a hot join.
Who are the new nations? Akanulu and... Crikey, who was that?
Shirvan.
Shirvan. Where even is Shirvan? I don't...
Shirvan is to the right of QQ, to the east.
I put an R in there.
It's that light blue nation right there.
Oh, there they are.
There you go.
Right in front of me. So, a little bit
Shirvan.
of a Thunderdome again. Akanulu is the smaller one. Are they the ones with the crazy cavalry capabilities? Yes. Yes, they are.
Do you want to take a peek at the player map now that we've had some changes, just to see what it looks like?
It's a great move. Yeah, let's do that. So, Perm, Ryzan looking like they're growing. Livonia actually taking a bunch out of the Teuton, so it does look like they finally pieced that one out. Moldavia, Wallachia both being kind of quiet at the moment. Serbia quietly just expanding. A Pole still doing a bit. I would say the biggest benefactors right now are probably the North Germans. They've done the best job of consolidating, with the exception of the singular Isles, who have probably grown the most of any player. And that'll be quite hard to take out. But in North Germany, like, this is getting pretty tight. We've got Gotland, we've got Dithmarschen, we've got Pomerania, we've got Lubeck, we've got Hamburg, we've got Holland.
Do you think anyone is gunning for Hanover?
Possibly. What are the ideas for Hanover like?
Super naval, I believe. I formed Hanover one time in an MP many, many moons ago. I do not recall.
I feel like we did see... Oh, wait, Sisters died? Yeah, Sisters died.
Oh.
Oh, just too late for the rehost. Oh,
No.
they're going to have to wait a full hour at least.
Oof.
Fire damage received in discipline. Yes, I was going to say, Hanover I think we did see last year, and they, on their own, fought like 3 other German states and won. Or at least did enough damage that it was a very, 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 very bad victory for their opponents.
Ferrara is in dire straits. They appear to have lost their Papal States War and are now being sieged down by Milan in that war.
Yep, so I think we're about to see another player defeat here. Arezzo and Florence just taken by the Papal States. So the Papal... Can the Pope form Italy? Kingdom of God instead, right.
Cog.
Mm-hmm. While the Ottomans still doing stuff, so that's Akanulu. What's Shirvan good at? Shirvan, shock damage. Cavalry combat, though not as much as Akanulu's. There's a lot of cavalry stuff coming over here. But will they be able to take down the Ottomans? Are they allied, first of all? Akanulu is allied to the Mamluks, which could be a good thing. It could also not be a good thing. Although this is a fairly weak Ottomans because they are so heavily in debt. Are they still in debt? Yes, they are. Oh man, it's gotten even worse.
Yeah, the MAMs are doing regular MAM expansion. They actually seem in a pretty good position.
The Ottomans are 1,100 ducats in debt.
Oh, 12 years into the game.
Yeah. The Knights did some damage before they had to GG out there. Meanwhile, Desmond has very nearly completed the consolidation of Ireland. Although they will need to deal with the Pale, which will mean a fight against England. So I think we are waiting for the Kalmar Union-England war, where England supports Sweden. Although Sweden's currently locked in a war against Burgundy. Brabant, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, England, and Flanders. Man, Burgundy is not getting a break.
No, losing vassals. Holland is expanding.
They have, yeah. They've gone up into Friesland in the north and then down into Antwerp, which is a really good expansion for them.
They're going into Utrecht right now.
Yes, they are. And also, yeah, Oversticht. So, Holland, how much money are you making? All of it. 4.2 ducats. Let's take a look at the trade, or the income, just general income of players. So, total Yeah, Holland is number 3 in terms of total wealth generated. Serbia is number 1. I think that's because of their gold mine. Opol is number 2. That's because of their gold mine. Then Holland is just a gold mine. Third place.
Their trade is a gold mine.
Bavaria, 4th. Do they have a gold mine? Do they have the... I think they do. Nope. Intal is still Austrian. Unless there's one further north. Nope, Bavaria is just remarkably wealthy. And Livonia as well. And the poorest of the states right now is... have a guess. Ferrara.
Aw, yeah. You know. That's what
sorry.
happens when we lose wars.
Then it's Perm. Still a vassal. Then Mazovia. Still a vassal. Then Scilly. Wait, is Scilly a vassal? Or is that a silly question?
Ah, Scilly is free.
Scilly is free.
Scilly allied to Austria, Opol, and Frankfurt, so...
That's a pretty good alliance chain.
Austria did get the PU on Hungary, so...
Ottomans have barely conquered anything. They've been too busy trying to kill the knights. Like the knights, when they want to be tangling with the Goliath, they definitely can. They just kind of slipped at one point and then got squished.
Mazovia is currently being annexed by Poland.
Dear. Yes, they are. Oh no, that's cool. Oh, 1.5%. That's going to be pretty slow. 328. 5 done a month. October 1462. That's 5 years only. So they have 5 years to wrangle something together to take down Poland. And the Teutons were indeed subjugated by the Livonians.
Not before Poland grabbed a cheeky little province.
Rhoda. But they have the subjugation, which I think they can do something with through the missions. Where can you find the player list? If you type in !! Grandest Lan, there should be a playlist. I don't know if it's being actively updated. I would hope it is. How is Perm's dev looking? Actually, that's a good point. Let's do another rundown of the greatest development of all of the nations so far. We have got first place, Granada joint with Serbia, 128, followed by Provence with 124, Papal States with 116, Ryazan and Bavaria joint with 113, and then Pomerania with 97. At the bottom end of the list, we have got Ferrara in last place with 12%, Sukov and Scilly joint with 20, Shirvan and Perm joint with 27, then Frankfurt with 34, then Mazovia with 41. You were asking specifically about Perm. 4th to the bottom. Well, no, 2nd to last, technically. 3rd to last. Maths. Who went to Malta? Oh! Epirus. How did Epirus get Malta? Oh, that's a good question. If that event fires, which has the knights move from Rhodes to Malta, could the player just rejoin?
Assuming that they don't leave as the knights, maybe?
Yeah, that would be kind of an interesting thing to do. You basically had a second try. Ferrara died.
Oh, Ferrara's gone. Yep.
F's in chat.
F
for Ferrara. Yeah, Byzantium's dead. Twice. First as Byzantium, then as Georgia.
Shirvan taking on the Timurids. Oh no. Absolutely slaughtering it.
I keep on having to remind myself where on earth they are. Is it Shirvan? No, it's Transaxonia. Transaxonia, Afghanistan, Sistan.
Well, it's an Ajami war, but I think they were called in.
Oh, yes, they are. Yeah. Ajam is the one mostly doing it. Ajam's looking pretty solid. They're going to have a good hold over the old silk that's produced over here. Very, very rich silk area. And Timurids also have a disaster. Not looking good for them. What's up?
Oh, Skanderbeg. I've been keeping eyes on Skanderbeg. He finally died.
Aww.
I know.
57, he lasted a while.
We've got.
Is it possible to turn down the music a bit?
The war for independence against Muscovy.
Player war. Blue flags.
Oh.
Blue flames.
Oh, a
Red
lot of
flags.
them. Okay.
Yeah, who's this? This is the Gotlandic Alliance fighting against somebody. Oh, no, Gotland just pieced out. Who is this? Oh, it's Perm. Oh, it's Muscovy.
Yeah,
probably.
everyone's helping.
So it's Muscovy, Yaroslavl, Belozero, Rostov, Karelia, and Moldavia. Perm is immediately getting invaded. Versus. Who's on their side? Sukhov, the Isles, Livonian Order, Teutonic Order, Hamburg, Brunswick, Dithmarschen, Lubeck, and Perm. So it is the North German Alliance, the Livonian Alliance, and the Isles.
And the only player on the other side is Moldavia, correct?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's take a peek. I believe
Yes.
So
Yes.
I wonder if they're actually getting involved or if this is a.
I would imagine probably not.
I wouldn't if I.
Where are the troops? Oh, maybe.
They might be.
That's a spy network. There's their army.
Oh no, they're yeah.
Yeah, there they are. Moldavia currently moving through. Oh, they have Moldavia over here. I see. Who do they take
taking
that from? It's
Circassia.
not the Genoese stuff.
Circassia. Circassians.
Oh, was that actually Circassia? Okay.
Mhm.
Fair enough. I really need to play in that region one day.
It's fun.
Yeah, so I've heard. Georgia, I've heard good things about.
You've got 2 really good choke points with defensible terrain if you build smart forts.
Yep.
So they must have done some pretty spicy dip in order to get all of these allies to help them with their independence, because Muscovy is actually looking pretty strong.
So is Perm going to benefit from this? So yeah, Perm is allied to Sukhov. So those two have immediately gone like, we are the Russian inheritors. But is anyone actually fighting Muscovy? Yes, they are. The hordes are on the march. The borderlands are under threat. And Muscovy mostly just wants to punish Perm. So what are the numbers here like? A little bit one-sided. So it's kind of a reverse of last time. 37,000 infantry, 10,000 cavalry versus 75,000 infantry and 3,000 cavalry. So not a huge amount of love for the cavalry there. And most importantly for this war, the Sukhov side has got a heavy ship.
Just one.
Just one. That's
Just
all
one.
they need.
That's all you need. So that would leave, if these 2 vassals get free, the only remaining vassal, I believe, would be
Mazovia, who's the one that's in
Mazovia,
the
who's
biggest
being
risk.
annexed.
Yep. Nobody seems particularly willing to go after Poland and Lithuania right now. And who would that be? A Pole, maybe, to try and become Poland themselves?
Could be. I mean, Pomerania also
Yep.
stands to benefit.
They would then become Poloramia.
Oh, I see what you did there.
It was terrible. I stuttered. Maybe See, that time we got a reaction. Moldavia would obviously like it as well, I think, if Poland went bye-bye. But a Pole is probably more interested in Bohemia, so probably the only one that really wants... No, Pole probably does... Hang on,
Moldavia could go into Poland as well.
could. They're currently in that Sukhov war, though.
I see all these blue flames, but it's all the same war.
Yeah, it's all the same.
It's nice to see the players band together, you know, help out the vassals like that.
Yeah. Except for Mazovia. Poor Mazovia. I feel so bad. Like, if they actually get integrated, I wonder if that's going to be a first for Grandest Lan.
Have you ever been full annexed by the AI?
That's a good question. I feel like I probably have, but I wouldn't know the context.
I have as a Kia, and it hurt my feelings.
I'm trying to think if it maybe ever happened as, like, Kalmar. I don't think so.
Well, they have how much time left?
That's Holland.
1462. 4 years.
Player war with Frankfurt. No, it's not.
Just a regular
Regular
AI
war.
war.
Serbia allied with Wallachia in a war against Venice. Albania and Venice. Yeah. Serbia and Wallachia. I think those have been allied for a while. I mean, that alliance does make sense because that was kind of the anti-Ottoman alliance. I do kind of wonder if we're going to start seeing some coordination with the Serbian Wallachians and AQ and Shirvan. Because AQ and Shirvan definitely want to get revenge against the Ottomans. Burgundy getting pushed around by somebody. Burgundy getting pushed around by everybody.
Pope has expanded.
Pope has expanded, yes. Wait, where?
The northern.
Yeah, that was when
Ferrara?
they killed
Oh, okay.
Florence. Which I think was before Ferrara fell to Mantua. Oh my gosh, the OPM Italian took out Ferrara. Oh no, their last... Wait, what was their last...
It was Milan, and I believe. Oh no.
That was Modena.
Yep.
Wait, what was their last province?
I thought it was Modena.
Yeah.
It must.
But you can't force release somebody if it's their last province, I don't think.
Released.
Again, guys, we know the Blue Flames. It's a non-Blue Flame war. There's nothing happening. It's just that Perm happened. Wait, no, it's not. Wait, who was it again? It was
North. Everyone is beating up Muscovy for.
Yeah, but who was on Muscovy's side? Moldavia. Moldavia's on Muscovy's side.
But Moldavia does not seem to be joining this war.
Oh, I don't know. They're being very aggressive in chilling in Tigania. Tikahina.
Chilling aggressively.
How do you usually chill, if not aggressively?
Defensively.
Need to chill out from chilling out defensively?
Yeah.
Stress you out.
Now I'm wondering, once our players start breaking up Muscovy, what's going to happen with Ryazan if they're going to hop in on an... Oh, they're in the war. Never...
Oh, that could be, yeah. Emperor demanded unlawful territory, probably, and Milan released Modena. That's possible.
That is possible.
Yep. And
How
there we
is
go.
the
Blue
HRE
Flames are
doing?
gone. I'm shocked. Sukov, EU. I think that's just Moldavia piecing out. Yep. There you go, chat. Serbia going after Albania. Yep.
Yeah. Rip. As soon as Skanderbeg dies, everyone dogpiles Albania.
Yep. It's just like opportunity.
We are seeing... What's this AQ war? Oh, Dolkadir.
Dulkadur and Kandar. And Shirvan not currently doing anything at all. Mamluks doing their thing. North Africa, Morocco. Did Morocco beat Tlemcen then? Tlemcen currently going after Tunis. Tlemcen's been super aggro this entire time.
Yeah.
They still have manpower. They're still very wealthy. Wait, is that very wealthy? Or no, they are actually. Oh, I wonder if they just took money from Morocco. Like, well, we can't save Zeus, so money, please. So I wonder where they will move that player to.
It's starting to get pretty crowded in...
I'm wondering if it'd be like Jolof or Timbuktu or Songhai, maybe.
Can they go that far south?
So why not?
I wasn't sure. Most of the players kind of were in the...
Yeah, but they're kind of running out of places for them to go to.
Ah, yes. Up to the Emperor. There's some spots in France. I mean, France, if they took, like, I guess Provence.
Provence is already...
Never mind.
They could go as Burgundy. That'll be fine.
Oh, poor Burgundy.
So, who's looking good in the development? Overviews at the moment. Serbia is taking the top spot. Granada is in second. Provence in third. Papal States in fourth. And then joint fifth, Ryazan and Bavaria. Ooh, Ryazan, really? Ryazan is the fifth largest nation.
Yeah, they expanded into the steppes pretty hard.
How's Perm doing? They are currently permanently occupied.
That's all right though. They're in it to win it.
Yeah. There's enough people on Perm's side. All they need to do is not peace out.
A little bit of devastation. Never hurt anybody.
Also, that is 27k Muscovites currently re-sieging Novgorod.
Ooh.
Has this war turned? No, it can't have. Dithmartians on medium. Somebody else warred Dithmartian? Or did they just get stack wiped? Must have just got stack wiped. Because yeah, Ryazan and Tver's troops are mostly in the south. Sukhov and Livonian troops are in the west. Is Dithmartians? Have they just kind of gone?
Dithmartian's been completely stack wiped. No manpower.
Also, 7k rebels 90%, 8k rebels 80%, 60%, 60%. Dithmartian might be in a bit of trouble here. They're trying to build. Oh, there we go. One siege. Osnabrück, 7k separatists. Never fun. No forts down there to stop the separatists from actually getting separation. Modifier. Years of separatism, that's the word. So I wonder how long Perm can hold out. They're losing 0.7 ducats a month. They are in debt. 12 loans. Even if Perm survives, they may not be in a very good position. Oh, here we go. Big fight. Big fight. 30k against 15k. Muscovy does have another 15k adjacent, but I think they would arrive too late regardless. Yeah, they were too late. So who was mostly in that coalition?
The Northern Alliance seems to... oh.
Brunswick being fought there. But they do have enough troops coming in to relieve the pressure. Though Muscovy moving up to Kolm with another 15k. Muscovy is actually down to medium enthusiasm. We know that Muscovy was low on manpower. They're down to 8k. They are losing money. They don't have any debt though. So they're not really in any danger, I wouldn't say. Meanwhile, Granada, no coalitions triggered against them yet. That Granada-Tlemcen alliance remains strong. Tunis beginning to fall to them. Hakanulu going after Dulkadir. Ottomans going after Karaman. So the Ottomans are finally starting to do their consolidation. Like 14 years too late. What idea set did Perm take? I think it's still too early for ideas. Oh no, we're not. We should probably do a look around for this. So Perm have gone with quality. Ryazan have gone for nothing yet. Livonians, nothing. Sukhov, nothing. Pomerania, nothing. Yeah, we're still too early. Let's give that a little bit longer. And then the other thing to look at would be the institutions. Looks like more and more nations have taken it. Of the players, Hesse has, Holland has. Not Ferrara. Papacy has. Frankfurt has. Frankfurt's still an OPM. Frankfurt is still an OPM. Oh! That's interesting. Frankfurt, I think, might be the Marshal. Because Aachen's entire army is currently hired by Frankfurt.
Oh, okay. Do we think that that has to do with their standing as a free city?
Quite possibly. And they've remained a free city. Do you know if this year, if the players have secret goals? Because I know last year that they did have goals, secret and otherwise. Don't think so? So it's just the interaction with the Imperial Court. Frankfurt shall remain in OPM. The Black Tower shall stand tall. Well, talking about tall, they are at 34 development now. Are they trying to outscale Aachen here, I wonder? Aachen currently at 51, so Aachen is also deving up, which is quite impressive. Tell us all of the secret goals. I mean, if they even have secret goals.
They're so secret, even we don't know.
Hey, chap, I know one of them. Byzantium had a goal. Not to die.
Survive.
Survive.
Oh, Serbia's in a war against Venice, who is hopping in on
That was part of the Albania war.
war.
Is Serbia still wonderfully wealthy? I would imagine they probably are.
Yeah, that gold mine.
Serbia's number 1. Holland's number 2.
Excellent.
Hesse number 3. Papal States number 4. Opole number 5.
Gold mine.
Where's Hamburg? Hamburg's way down here. I mean, actually, the difference between like second and Hamburg's not all that great. And then last place, Perm, but that's not surprising. They are fully occupied. Mazovia, second to last, and then Chevosheni? That must be one of...
I think that that's the... no one touches that because that's for observing purposes.
Okay.
That's the
is
Kamchatka
that the
province.
host?
Yeah, that's Kamchatka province.
Gotcha.
That's a non-touchable.
Shovan's still down there. Silly, Sukhov, Moldavia. I'm just surprised that I hadn't noticed them before. I know you mentioned that there was a Siberian faction in Kamchatka. I was like, okay. Yeah, because you said it was the developers. I was like, it's not the developers because that's Wallachia?
Is
Mazovia.
Mazovia? Oh.
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 Tinto.
Oh no. Well, they have 2 more years till they're fully annexed.
Yep. And nobody is supporting their independence still. Ah, players, show a little bit of love for the developers.
As far as the HRE goes, still pretty divided. Austria's going, winning this.
Yeah, they've got 4 votes now.
Yep.
Trent is an elector. That's new. So is Lorraine. That's also new. Bohemia is Brandenburg. Wait, Brandenburg's still alive? Oh, Brandenburg is still alive. 2 provinces. Altmark and Potsdam. Mainz is original. Palatinate original. Saxony is original. So yeah, Lorraine and Trent are the new ones. Replacing 2 of the others. Cologne being one of them. Yep, Cologne's dead. Not a player, though.
So we haven't seen much expansion from Brittany. Obviously, Frankfurt has remained OPM for Free City status, but they seem to be garnering favors with the Emperor. Oh,
Yeah.
AQ has expanded quite a bit.
Yeah, AQ was going into Dulkadir, which was their neighbor. So they're just trying to consolidate the eastern stuff. I do kind of wonder if Shirvan and AQ are going to try to split QQ between them.
That's what it is. Looking like smart, though, because they're going to need to bulk up their powers to the east of the autos.
Yep. And does their alliance with the Mamluks hold? So yeah, AQ does still have the alliance with the Mamluks, and I think that is going to be a pretty powerful combo. Because the Ottomans at this point, oh, they are in debt, but they're only 1 line.
What's going to happen when Tlemcen is trying to expand into the Mams?
That is true, and they are getting ever closer. Once Tunis falls, they'll then probably go for Morocco. And is Talafilt already there? No. So yeah, they'll probably try to consolidate the whole of the Berber coast.
I wonder if
Barbary coast, rather.
what sort of deal Tlemcen and Granada have made if Granada's going to go for Iberia.
I would think so. Get Andalusia made. Andalusia is again one of the really powerful formidable tags. They can generally go toe-to-toe with the other big military powers like France and Prussia. Because of their fire damage received.
Aragon is still really hurting from that war.
Probably because they're struggling to core everything.
But they just recently finished a war with Navarra.
Wait. No, that wasn't Venice. Yeah, Aragon, if their monarch currently dies, he is 63. Then there'll be a succession war between Castile and England for Aragon.
Oh, Gotland took Shetland. I didn't see that.
So they did.
There we go.
Which was Scottish?
Yes.
So the Isles may have given it to them. Because I do believe you can sell provinces freely, as far as I know. Norwegian? You sure? No, Norway is Orkney. It's not Shetland.
And they still actually have it. Norway.
Yeah, these are cool. You're right. So how did they get that from... Oh, right, in the war against Denmark, because it's Kalmar, they could have taken it then. Yeah, fair enough. Yep. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, Muscovy. Muscovy. Not looking so muscular anymore. Desmond falling... Oh, yeah, separatists everywhere. Currently 21,000 roaming around against the 6,000 Desmond. Not even enough to take down one of the stacks, let alone 3.
After leaving that Muscovy war, Moldavia
That's another 7k as well. Oh no.
is quite alone there. Allied with Gazkamuk and Emirati.
Yeah, completely isolated from players that don't... Well, Wallachia might be watching that going... In fact, if I was Wallachia, I probably would be looking at Moldavia going, well, it's free real estate. I'm allied to Serbia. Serbia's rich. Even if they just pay me to go to Moldavia, that would empower me in the potential war against the Ottomans.
Can I announce that news about Brittany? No? Oh, okay. Never mind. The nation of Brittany has completed a mission from the Emperor, and they are going to be granted Peasant Republic Gov reform in the near future.
Interesting.
So going for the peasants.
And I know why that is. So Brittany was Friesland originally, and Friesland is a peasant republic. And I think they may have had some kind of deal with Dithmarschen, like the rise of the peasants or something like that. So Brittany wanting to get the peasant republic now does make sense, because they were peasants in their original form.
Excellent.
So it is the rise of the workers. Ignoring chat but reacting to Brittany. Yeah. Your point?
Well, I was wondering why Brittany wasn't expanding, so they must have...
A mission to not expand.
Correct.
Yeah, because I think that the Emperor is basically trying to maintain a status quo, and then all the others go, nom 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 nom. Like, the only thing that Brittany can really nom nom into is France and Provence. Like, what would they have gone for? Ireland? Castile. Actually, Castile. That would have been an interesting one.
I don't see whether they wouldn't have gone into France, and then with the Provence ally, they could have...
Can you get any government you wanted to deal with the Emperor? I don't know.
That's between you and the Emperor.
Exactly. Peasant Republic, is that like the peasants of Monty Python, the Holy Grail? Help, help, we're being oppressed. Well, I didn't vote for him. Quite possibly. Austria is indeed AI. Yeah, all of the great powers are. In fact, just because I'm interested, what is the great power list at the moment? Ming, France, Poland, Mamelukes, Ottomans, Austria, Aragon, Vijayanagar. No real surprises there, though. Poland, number 3. That is going to be a problem for Mazovia.
Who only has 1 year left.
Yeah, I think it might be GG for Mazovia. Mitch, can you scroll up a little bit on the Discord message? I just want to see what they're saying about the Shah de Mashirvan. I think they're saying who relocated where. I'm just curious. Making you move, I'm sorry. Because it cuts off right there. Oh, here we go. Okay, that was a much longer message. So Mazovia is about to be diplomatically annexed by Poland. Player relocations information. Byzantium died against the Ottomans and relocated to Georgia. Shortly after, they died to Karakanulu and now relocated safe and sound to the lands of Arkanulu. So Byzantium is now AQ. The Knights died in a war against the Ottomans and now relocated to Shirvan. Ferrara died in awaiting relocation. Sus died and is most likely waiting for a savior to restore the nation back to the map. Interesting.
Oh.
And then we had the nation of Brittany completing their mission. Thank you. Anyway, I wanted to do a quick round just to see what all these AI wars are. So Sukhov is still munching on Muscovy. The Isles, I think, are also munching on Muscovy. Yes,
Yeah, that war has, I
yep.
think, 6
Scotland,
players,
yep.
7 players in it.
Ryazan, yep. Shirvan. Oh no, Shirvan. Okay, here we go. Karakanulu. War with Akanulu and Shirvan has broken out. It does look like Akanulu in particular is bringing the pain because they pulled in the Mamluks. Akanulu, Ojam, Ardalan, Cyprus, Mamluks, and Shirvan versus Karakanulu, Kazbak, Mazandaran, and Mushasha. Mushasha. That's a fun name to say. I like that. Oh, wow, that is a beefy Ojam as well. Akanulu, are you allied with both of them? Yeah, they are. Oh, wow. Mamluks and Ojam. That is a really nice alliance block, actually.
Switzerland is expanding down into Italy.
Oh, so they are. Having just taken Chum and my land. That's all right, Chum. It's my land.
Going into Venice, though.
Yes, they are. While Venice is busy with Serbia, no doubt. Indeed. Serbia is working their way around to Treviso, but it looks like Switzerland's going to try to cut them off at Padova and Verona. I doubt that anyone has the means to go after the Venetian navy, though. The Knights could have, back in the day, during the glory days.
Oh, the Pope is subjugating Naples.
The Pope is indeed subjugating Naples. Naples having gotten independence from Aragon. They were probably watching that one like a hawk. So, of all the nations, which ones do you think have the most potential? Name your top 3.
Ooh, top 3. Okay, if alliances stay as they currently are, I'm going to say Holland for the money. Just based on trade, they're doing fantastic. I would also give it to Granada. If they can reclaim Iberia with a Tlemcen ally backing them, they have quite a bit of potential there. I'm also actually weirdly interested in Opole because they don't have too much stopping them if they can get a foothold in the Austria-Hungary once they eat the rest of Bohemia.
That's true.
Why? Yeah. Who are you gunning for?
Papal States, I think it's an obvious choice, just because they do seem to be steamrolling quite a bit at the moment and snowballing. I like the North Germans in general. I do kind of wonder what's going to be the thing that pulls that alliance apart, or if it will last the test of time, I don't know. I like the Isles. I think the Isles have done really well taking Scotland so early, and England's open. If they can do a deal with Desmond, which I'm fairly sure they can, and take most of Britain, then they're in a strong spot. And as for the third choice, Tlemcen, because I think they're going to just be the undisputed lords of North Africa. They'll take out the Barbary coast.
Well, let's see. Mazovia is currently being supported by 3 players.
Oh, last second. Moldavia, Pomerania, and Lubeck. It's the North Germans again. They are clearly playing a very, very strong diplomatic game, just putting out feelers and, you know, propping up a few regimes here and there to see what sticks and see what supports them in the future.
It's a numbers game. You got to always play both sides, so you always come out on top.
And it's in their interest to see Poland fall, I would say.
Oh, yes.
Though, I do actually like your call with a poll, because I reckon they will take out Bohemia. At that point, they then have the opportunity to go into Poland, Hungary, Austria. Like, they're not really restricted into just Germany like most of the German nations are.
Correct.
I like it.
Bavaria too, though, because if they snake into Austria before Opole gets there, then they just sort of... there is a silly player, though, so let's not discount.
And Augsburg.
Uh-oh.
Are we playing copyright music right now?
We can't turn that off until...
Skip it. There we go.
There you go.
Hopefully that didn't get us demonetized.
Oh boy.
Oh, no, just doing it again. I recognize that
no.
intro. Hang on, are we just playing Sabaton now? No, this is not Sabaton. We're good.
Whew.
Like, maybe my Microsoft, maybe Paradox has a special licensing agreement with Sabaton to be able to play it live. I don't know, but I'm not going to take that risk. Anyway, Karakanulu looks like they're on their last legs. Muscovy War is
Oh, wow,
over.
look at that expansion.
That is a
Thick
particularly
perm.
nice perm, and Sukhov also bouncing back.
And Ryzon going in on Muscovy now that they have been...
Midge, FYI, the Sabaton DLC is on, so we need to watch out for stopping that. So next time there's a rehost, we should probably turn it off. Or get the host to turn it off. Cool, cool, cool. Right.
Have we gotten confirmation that Gotland is only going for islands? Or is that just speculation?
I think it's fairly reliable speculation. I don't know whether they've explicitly said, we're only doing islands. In which case they should probably kill the Isles, because it's their name. Just saying. Like, if they're going for the Isles, then there's a nation called the Isles left.
The Isle of them.
Turn off individual songs. Yeah, I know, but I'd rather just turn the DLC off and not worry about it. The guy is dying, but that's not to players. I did see that, well, Moldavia is going into Crimea. So we're finally starting to see some action from the Moldavians. Because Crimea lost their alliance with the Ottomans. They're allied only with Nogai, and Nogai is dying to Poland. Oh, is that part of the same war? That might be the same war.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. Poland, Lithuania, and Mazovia went in a separate war against them.
Oh.
It's just that Moldavia took all of the land that Poland and Lithuania are probably like, oi, it's ours.
Mazovia does not have much time. Oh.
Can they be integrated, though, at 100% Liberty Desire? I'm not sure they can. Does that keep ticking? Scroll to the annexation. Yeah, there we go. Must have less than 50 Liberty Desire for annexation to progress. Currently, the Liberty Desire is 100. So as long as those nations continue to support their independence against Poland and Lithuania, they cannot be annexed. Even if the independence war doesn't trigger.
Wondering what it is that they are waiting for. Right now, Poland and Lithuania seem to be pretty chock full of manpower.
I would imagine most of the people supporting Mazovia right now are also the same people that took down Muscovy. They probably just need to recover. So if we take a look at, for example, Livonians, I got quite a lot of manpower. Pomerania, 7k. You know what? No, they're looking pretty strong still. Except for Dithmarschen is down to 1k. Also, Desmond, did you not die? You did not die. Well done. Even though they had, what was it, 4 separatists rising up at that time. Anyway, is it time to go through and do our idea group check? Not yet. Oh man, Granada is still on Tech 3. Like, beginning of Tech 3. Oopsie. Pope's on 4. Yeah, I think we're still too early to be going into new ideas. 1462. When is the next institution? Colonialism 1500, so we're still 38 years out. And in fact, if we just take a quick look at the show institutions, we can see that more and more of Western Europe is indeed institutionalizing. It has spread over to England. Holland has embraced it. Lubeck's embraced it. Hesse did earlier. Provence has embraced it. It is starting to spread to Granada. So some of the Islamic states will be able to get it soon. Papal states has already got it. Serbia is starting to get it. Wallachia is going to get it. Yeah. Oh, and Gotland's got it.
Sweden currently has independence supported by the Isles. I wonder when they're gonna
I do know about the tech map mode, I just never use it.
Swing on that.
Where is it? There it is. So you can see who has the highest tech, and you can also, yeah, okay, fine, you can hover and you can see who has what. So at the moment, the tech leader is Livonia. Followed by, who dat? Flanders. Stupid, sexy Flanders. And Lubeck. So I would say that there are no real, like, people running away with tech yet, but we're still early. Still very, very early. Any cool ruler or air names? Dare I show this on stream? I don't know about this. This seems like a bit of a dodgy one. Where would I even see that? Military leaders, no. It's under rulers, isn't it? Current rulers, there they are. Oh, there's going to be a lot. Not seeing any crazy ones. No, these all look fairly default. We are paused. Is that because we are at the end of the hour? Nope, still 15 minutes.
Oh.
Cool. So we'll be taking a break soon. Although we are unpaused, so we are once again moving. So what exactly is going to happen during these breaks? Are we just going to be showing nobody here for 15 minutes, but the game's going to be unpaused and ongoing? Okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah, to give the stream crews a little bit of a chance to recover and also, you know, rotate, we'll be taking 15 minutes. We'll be taking a 15-minute break, in which time the game will be on pause, so things may well happen. Sorry. But we do also need to change our own shifts. How long will this game go? So this game goes until midnight tonight? Yeah, midnight tonight, Central European time. Oh, we've got hot trains. And then tomorrow starts again at 10, and then on Saturday starts again at 10. So we are right at the start of it still. We've got another 2 full days after this. Sure.
Alrighty.
So while we're waiting, I was going to wait for the hot join just so I can see who it is. There we go. Horsa.
Ah. Oh.
Yeah, okay, so it's Horsa. Anyway, that is it from us, and I'm going to pass over to Ghibli for this.
Alrighty, you guys. Thank you so much for catching the beginning of this year's Grandest Lan. We have seen several nations fall already and rejoin. We've seen quite a few interesting situations as far as vassals and things go. Still curious to see what's going to go with the Mazovia situation. But that being said, we are going to leave you for 15 minutes until our next casters come on, which will be Count Christo and Ryan. Excellent. There we go. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we will be back tomorrow. I believe we are casting again tomorrow.
Heck yeah, we are.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. See you all.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.